Lee Sin, Irelia, a little bit Maokai Nar, but then I transitioned to a Shen OTP, and I've been Challenger Shen. Yeah, since then basically. I stream on Twitch. I have in the past uploaded to YouTube and plan to start doing it again. If you have any questions about Shen, feel free to drop in. I always answer any questions on my stream. And yeah, I hope you'll enjoy today's session.
Let's go. Yeah, and
Let's go.
for the reverse order, regarding me, I'm just that guy that does the more so educational top lane centered content. I try to always give people the tools they need to start getting consistent in their gameplay. League is a very weird game to start getting into, and my goal is to try and give you tools to get some consistency, get some confidence so you can start playing. So that's kind of what I do. I also stream, of course, and upload to YouTube almost daily. That's my goal, with mainly educational centered content. Alright, bro, so I'm very curious on this. I played Shen a little bit before, and honestly, I kind of dislike the champion because, from my experience, it is just hard to carry games as Shen. That was my main takeaway.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a takeaway a lot of people have.
yeah, it's just a hard champion to carry with. However, I do feel right now, I think it's like 9 months ago since I've played him. I think before then there were no grubs yet. I think grubs have been so amazing for a champion like Shen, so he can have some side lane presence. I think his items right now, compared to other top laners, feel disgusting. I'm honestly surprised he's not getting nerfed. That
Yeah,
like
I am too.
yeah, because I feel like Shield Bash is way too overtuned on him with the current items that he's allowed to go. And yeah, honestly, those are my thoughts right now. I'm very curious to learn more about Shen and his philosophy in general. So walk away with it, brother.
Perfect. Yeah, like Heartsteel was nerfed almost nothing at all, right? And then they touched the damage items a shit ton, and then yeah, even other tank items was hit harder, and Heartsteel was already really strong on him. So I agree with that. All right.
Yeah. I think they only nerfed the health regen, right?
Yeah,
It's completely
like, doesn't
useless.
matter at all.
Yeah, it's completely useless. Nobody builds the item for that.
Yep. Okay. Can you see my shared screen?
Let me go there real quick. Holy, now we're gonna get into the grid of it. Let's go.
Yep. We'll start slow, but this is basically the main plan for today, with a little bit of more details. But this is basically it. What I have picked out or like years ago already, I had already picked out these steps towards actually carrying a game. So this is the plan.
Okay, we have a blueprint.
Yes, let's start with like some basics, and then we transition into the lane and some details eventually.
Yeah.
Every time I coach someone, it maybe sounds a little bit ridiculous, but I always ask the coachee or the person to try to list what parts of Shenku exist. Like, if you went to the Shen wiki, what parts of Shenku exists? Because let me tell you, not everyone gets it. Even people who have like way more Shen games than you, because people don't read their abilities.
Okay, parts of Shenky's. I think the question to me is already confusing, so I'll say that. I also know, me as a player, I'm like really bad with champion kits, so I'm probably not gonna get anything. But could you give me like an example what you mean with a part of a Shenku?
Okay, so like, what does it do? What does it do? What?
Okay, so I know that when you just Q normally, it procs your passive, right? Giving you 3 enhanced auto attacks, plus proccing your passive, giving you shoot like any other basic ability that can proc your shoot. So that's like, I think 2 parts. Then when you drag your blade through your opponent, you get 3 enhanced auto attacks, so extra attack speed, and I think it's extra percentage health damage, but you can correct me on that if that's wrong. What other parts are there? If you drag your blade through your opponent, you get lower passive cooldown. I know that's one part. What else is there? I mean, of course, it's the setup for your W.
Sure.
Okay, what am I missing?
There's you got the most important parts right. You said, the way you said it, it sounded like the boosted like damage came from your passive, but I'm sure that's not what you meant. But yeah, if you press Q, we get 3 empowered auto attacks,
Yes.
which doubles in its strength if you drag it through an enemy. And then you, as you said, you get extra attack speed. You know how much attack speed, and if it's like generally a big or a small attack speed buffs compared to other attack speed buffs in the game.
It's a giant attack speed buff. Like your attack speed is like I think I'm gonna guess. I don't know the numbers. I'm gonna guess like 30-40%.
Yeah, it's 50%.
50% even. Oh damn.
Yeah, it's like boom, boom, boom compared to like boom, boom, boom. It's crazy the difference in like patterns you can take, right?
Fair enough.
And then the last thing is that if you get a drag through, the enemy is also slowed by like 10% while running away.
Ah, true. Yeah.
But yeah, you got the core parts.
Oh, actually, one more thing I see in chat now too. Do you get more auto attack range also from having your Q?
Yeah. You get 75%, or no, not percent. You get 75 extra attack range.
Yeah, forgot that one too actually. But damn it, your Q is so broken actually.
Yeah. and for that you don't need to get the drag through.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
it's for the normal as well. Okay. So let's move on to Shen strengths and weaknesses, which is gonna tie into a lot of the things we just talked about. But if you were to just list what you think, you talked a little bit about it earlier, but just repeat.
Okay, weaknesses is lack of wave clear. That's like the biggest one for me. I feel like almost every top laner in the game has a form of wave clear, and the only 2 top lane champions that don't is like Tamken Shen, and I guess like a champion like Vayne, for example. So lack of wave clear is one of the biggest ones for me. I think it's his lack of split push potential, in the sense that you can't really progress on side lane besides just getting tempo on the side wave. So you're never gonna be like, I want to play to push this turret, unless you have like Baron and you can keep going. Yeah, so mainly towers. This ties into lack of wave clear, but because you're Shen, you're never really farming jungle camp, so I guess you have less access to high resource income.
Mm-hmm.
So but it ties in with wave clear, but those for me kind of go hand in hand. So when you have less, I guess, speed on wave clear, it also gets less access to clearing jungle camps. So just less so low economy. What else are his weaknesses? For the rest, the champion is just broken. So going into strength, see, and this is kind of counterintuitive as well, but I think that Shen is actually very playable even on lower economy, which I think not a lot of top laners have. So he can still be extremely useful. I think he has very strong early laning phase. So his early laning phase is very good. Are you agreeing with me, or are you just making me?
I am gonna listen to everything you have to say, and then I'm gonna give you my thoughts.
Let's see. I mean, he is a global map pressure, which is always a huge benefit, right? There's very few top laners that have that edge. And that doesn't even mean having to ult. It's just that you have your ult is already adding so much pressure into a game that people are sometimes also not even aware of, right? Just having your ult, people already have to like avoid certain skirmishes just because Shen is on the map.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, let me think. Playable low economy, strong early lane, low map pressure. What I've found, and this could be wrong or not, but I actually felt like, I'm curious on your take as well later on, but I feel like Shen is amazing early game. Then I think he's like okay-ish mid game, but he felt very strong to me late game as well. I don't know if that's a fact. I think it's very dependent on the comp, I guess, but I actually felt like this champion felt pretty good in late game too, because you're just so ridiculously tanky.
Yeah, he definitely has not been that way before Hardsteel era.
Yeah.
It's been like a change of pace for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I've never felt as tanky as I've done the last couple of months.
And then you still have ridiculous damage with your shield bash too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can kind of have that on defense, but I feel like that's what I noticed. Like, you're actually good late game again. What else would I say? I mean, he has very strong dueling power. He's like a great neutralizing champion. So there's that as well.
What do you mean by that? by
in
that?
the sense that I don't think it's that easy to progress. Let's say enemy top lane is their main win condition. I don't think you can really progress against the Shen because he can just hold sidewave so easily. So with his dueling power and like his neutralizing kit, I don't think you can really progress the game fast on the Shen unless he ints. So it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
just like this brick wall in top lane, similar to like Cassandra or something.
All right, I see what you mean.
Um, so yeah, I just feel like he can be played
Yeah,
in a lot of different ways. That's kind of my overview right now. Yeah.
yeah, sounds good. All right, so I definitely agree with wave clear being a big weakness. Definitely agree with tower thing. This is actually like new perspective, which I agree with, but I haven't really thought about it in that way. The fact that like you compare to a Riven who just like pushes in waves, camp, and then back to pushing him away. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, like
Um,
every top laner like that, right? Like Mundo, Gwen, I don't know, like so many top lane champions just snowball the map because of having access to jungle camps, which is a lack I noticed on Shen. But sorry, I cut
yeah,
you off.
all good. So the thing I want to dive into the most, which I think is most important here, is like first off, what do you mean by strong early lane? Is it good at everything? Is it good like what is early lane then? What do you mean by this? Does it
Okay.
just like auto win every early game or what?
No, I think you lose quite hard against range champions. I think it's way harder to make good use of his early game strength in his kit. I just think that against most melee champions and tanks, Shen gets priority, so he has the opportunity to play for early game level ups, and then he kind of just controls the early game laning phase. I think. I mean, I don't know the matchups that well, but I know that against like most tanks, Shen just straight up beats. A lot of melee champions Shen beats as well, and then you lose against most ranged. So basically, he can play for priority. That's what I mean with the strong early laning phase.
Okay.
Um,
How does he do that trade wise? Like what kind of trades is he looking for?
I guess dragging your Q through your opponent, like having an
Yeah,
aggressive blade setup.
if we compare it to how you trade on Riven, like how long do you generally want to trade, and how long do you want to trade on Shen? Like do
I
you want
see.
to? Yeah,
I think Shen is more conditional, right? You play so you kind of have two abilities. Level one, you have your passive, and then you have your Q, and then you have to make sure that your Q drags to your opponent if possible. I think, generally speaking, short trades are favorable to extended fights unless you hit level two faster. So I think short trades are really good with like your passive shoot, grass proc, shield bash, 1-2 auto attacks, and you dip out again.
yeah. I would say that I would actually like add extended trades, right, to
Mm,
a clear defined weakness of
yeah,
Shen, um, because like Shen's auto attacks, if you have used up your Qs and you're just attacking them, that's like the weakest auto attacking top lane of everything, pretty much. It does nothing. It tickles the enemy if you're just like doing normal auto attacks, and a Darius or a Renekton or any like melee top laner stands there and auto attacks you, like you will lose that, right?
yeah.
So you're super dependent on playing the full early game out in order to optimize for good short trades. I didn't watch like too much of your gameplay yesterday and the day before, but we can definitely see that like sometimes you don't have this mindset of just optimizing for short trades at every stage of the early game, except when you have like level ups, as you say.
Yeah,
Um,
100% true. I guess it's a thing that makes logical sense, but I haven't went into the lane phase with this mentality that short
yeah,
trades favor long trades.
yep. Because let's jump into another reason why his short trading is so good, right? It comes down to what we talked about the parts of Shankyu. The fact that when you get a drag through, you get 50% attack speed, so you can get off like all your burst damage in a very short amount of time. That aligns absolutely perfectly with the way that your passive and after your level 3 your W works, right? Because if you during a short time can get all your burst off and you have potentially two defensive tools to like stop any kind of trade back to getting back onto you, you suddenly have like 200 or like 250 HP from the enemy, versus taking like 0 to 50 back. And there's not a single champ in the game that can consistently aim for these kinds of trades. Not a single one. Right? So Shen's ability to actually short trade and take no damage back if you just go in with the right mentality and plan is like, I would say it's the thing that drew me to Shen initially most of all, more than his global. Like the way you can control lane if you just manage to get your blade placed in a good place, right? Because everything is reliant on that. Because the moment that your blade is like behind you, or like you can't get the drag through basically easily without taunting in, then you would always have to truly commit to a trade by taunting in order to get the drag through. Otherwise, it's always only gonna be normal queues.
Yeah, makes sense.
Normal queues is like the thing is, Shen players tend to get hundreds of games with Shen and just lane normally and mostly rely on normal queues because it still feels like a pretty strong, pretty decent top laner. But it's really like day and night. He's either a monster or he's just kind of just good early game. Depending on if you actually play for blade placement and play for only these short trades using the blade placement, and then figuring out, okay, how do I get it back now? That's my thoughts on that. And of course, like, you're eventually, when you figure out and play the matchups a little bit more, you're eventually gonna figure out the limits of how you can actually do that the most effectively. But the first point is to realize that that is your goal, and then you can start figuring out exactly the steps of doing that the best way.
Yeah, just a switch of mentality is already the most important thing. I definitely didn't go into landing phase with the intention, I'm going to go for short trades. My goal was just, I want to get priority and then just mess them up.
Yep.
Makes sense.
As for global match pressure, I agree. I would even like emphasize the fact that Shen R, if you compare it to other like globals, like or maybe not global, but like TF, Galio, Pantheon, champs like this, right? Even if those champs Rs were globals, I would still prefer Shen's because Shen R is a person, right? And during the channel time of 3 seconds, the teammate can actually react to what is going on. They're gonna go in the right direction to what your team needs, right? While the other globals just lock a certain spot and then enemies can play around it. You can play around Shen R very, very little because you always have an ally that is gonna like chase if they're running away or run away if they're trying to chase, right?
Yep.
So it's amazing in terms of like it's the best R in the game. I would say that.
You mean the best global or the best old actually?
I would say the best ult. Like,
Really?
what other ult gives? Because League of Legends comes down to man advantage like 90% of the time. It's if a fight is like 4v3, then even if people misplay, usually it's a win, right? And it's true. Like he makes 1v1s into 2v1s, 4v4s into 5v4s, and he does it instantly and teleports to a person, which can also like deplace themselves based on what is needed, and you have a shield. Of course there might be contenders like I don't know,
Karthus ult comes
or
to mind.
Karthus ult, yeah.
So the reason I would put Karthus ult and Shen ult on the same level is because they are global pressures that are there continuously. In the sense that I think there's less drawbacks to a Karthus ult than a Shen ult. That's like the way that I would kind of compare those two. So like if you have a bad Shen ult, I feel like your game can be really cooked from that as well. But of course that comes down to your decision making, right? I think the biggest takeaway from those global ults is that they're always a threat. Even if you don't use them, enemy, like I said at the start, like kind of have to avoid certain skirmishes or avoid certain plays because the Shen ult potential is there. So you always have to play around it. That's why I would also do agree that this ultimate is just so broken when used correctly.
Yeah. So dueling power, I kind of agree, and I wouldn't really have agreed in the past pre-hard still. Right now, I kind of agree for the most part. It's probably gonna be changed eventually. It's always been like one of his weaknesses traditionally. Actually, like once the enemy Jax, Fiora, whatever side Camille starts getting to 2-3 items, you can't really hold them anymore unless you're super mega ahead. But now you only need to come out of the lane pretty good. Like a small lead is all you really need to like hold them inside the way you described it, I would say. But from exactly even or behind, then I'm not so sure. Like you if you don't have a tower close to you, your all-ins can get outscaled unless you have a little bit of a lead at least.
No, 100%. I also was more so talking about like the perspective of with a turret nearby. So like the neutralizing power, right? Dueling slash neutralizing power, kind of in those senses. I feel like there's some tanks where it's very easy to progress towards, like I don't know, a Sion for example, but progressing against a Shen still feels very tricky.
Yeah, and you can't ever ignore Shen under his tower, right? Because he can make you take tower aggro. So
Exactly.
for defending towers, yeah, I agree. Uh, it's maybe not a weakness, but I would say that the thing you said about um, bad Rs being punishing, right? I would say that's a general theme, not only for the Rs, but for Shen lane as well. Like, Shen is a laner which, if you play in the right manner, don't make any big mistakes, usually you just automatically get a lead and automatically everything works out. But the moment you make a mistake and you get punished, Shen has a really hard time getting back
Yeah.
from an early game mistake. The same way he has a hard time getting back from a bad R at level 6 or 7. Like everything is in your control if you do things right, more than other champs. Like the ball is in your court basically, but if you throw it away, it hurts more than most other top lane champs. Is the way I describe it.
That's also because you're playing Flash Ignite, right? Does that change when you play Flash
Sure,
TP?
it makes that effect even stronger. Yeah. I generally right now I'm going Flash Ignite every single time, but I still recommend others to go TP when they're playing a matchup that they're in the past usually lose trades early game. Like if you lose the early levels, then it's better to just have TP in order to like at least have the TP for the first recall that you eventually need. That's the main reason. Because if you get out traded and stuck in lane with Ignite and you're forced to recall and lose a wave, then you're doomed, right?
Yeah, how about
Um,
range champions? So you still play Ignite, but because the way I would
yeah,
see it is that you're gonna lose wave control most of the time against range champions. I mean, they are significantly weaker now, but is it just a matter of playing at the bounces and then just playing from that point onwards? Because I'm assuming you're not looking for priority into range champions, right?
yeah. We'll mostly today talk about like melee matchups. So it's good to start with a couple of the comments on
Oh, okay.
range
I
matchups.
didn't see this one there yet. Okay, yeah.
So no, it's perfect. So one, I just have a couple of things that I think about the range matchup. Firstly, I will always pretty much look for the enemy during the like 105 to 120, like or 125 during this time in the game, like before the minions have truly come. This is the best way or best timing to find them in some bush around top lane, right? Because if you find them earlier, they have time to recall and have a normal lane. But if you find them here and you start E, then you actually like win pretty hard if you land a taunt onto them, if they don't have any minions to back them up. So this is a cheese you should go versus pretty much every range champ. Just go around into bushes, and if you find them, then level E instead of Q and just fight them. And that way you can take them to like, I don't know, 40, 50%, and you're gonna be like 15% higher or 20% higher, depending on the matchup. And if you manage to do that, then you can just play for prio and even for level 2 first and just play in their face. And if you taunt them, they're too low to trade back. Um, but if that doesn't happen, you don't find them, you usually have the start queue because you won't be able to taunt into their full wave. And just take you, conserve HP, and you can always try to match the push and see if they don't know what they're doing, right? If they let you get a couple of auto attacks for free, maybe you can still play for level 2, but usually you would have to give it up, as you say, and just conserve HP, stay above 80%, and then after like level 3, then we can maybe look for taunts if we're still healthy by that point. But if you're already like 50-60% by the time you hit level 3, then even if you land a taunt, the enemy can just stand their ground and fight you, right? And if you have to run away at that point, you're fucked.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, but of course, never losing XP as well. But you know that.
Yeah, E-Start, I noticed it yesterday too when I played, or like 2 days ago, I played against like Quinn. I was like, wait, if I just go E-Start, I can actually just contest him. With Q, you're just useless.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that makes a lot of sense as well. Can you turn his volume up? Wait, yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn you a little bit higher than Discord, I guess.
So.
This should improve it pretty significantly.
Yep.
Alright, so let's go.
And like the reason it's so much harder to teach ranged matchups compared to melee matchups is that a lot of it comes down to movement, like how you move in order to like threaten taunts a lot of times when you're playing against ranged, but not throwing it out so they don't know when you're gonna throw it, and then these quick steps like back and forth to make them move into you at the same time as you moving into him, to the point where you're suddenly in taunt range, rather than just walking up to him and making it super obvious so he can play around your taunt range like super easily.
Yeah.
And that thing is like really hard to coach, but that a lot of it comes down to just good movement, because if you land your taunts, you're usually okay as long as you have conserved HP and not lost XP eventually. But if you don't hit your taunts, you're probably fucked.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. I also like find this impossible to coach, like mechanics or spacing. It's just impossible to coach. It comes down to, I guess, intuition, like you say, and learning the cooldowns and range of your own abilities. So you're just like in a better spot. Very hard to coach indeed.
Okay, and a last thing for range matchups, I've actually begun to take approach velocity in a lot of them. It actually feels very, very good, because if you, let's say you end up and taunting in and like getting a blade placed at level 2 or 3 or something, and then you walk back with Mercedes, and now you have your blade behind them, and then you can drag through, and you get the 10% slow when they're running away from the queue, and then you get the speed up from approach velocity, and that actually lets you get into taunt range consistently versus like most range matchups. So it depends a little bit. Like Quinn, you might not go it versus, because she can just press E anyway. That's her way. But it can be really good versus like, I don't know,
Teemo.
Rice, Smolder, Vladimir, Teemo. Yeah.
I see that. You still think it's worth giving up the domination tree?
I think so. It has felt so freaking good. If I played right, I feel like the full feeling of like who has control in the lane can change. And if I can get a consistent win versus champions that I wouldn't otherwise, then that is worth losing Ultimate Hunter for, I think.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, I'll consider that.
But that's a bit of a preference.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about the level 1. How do you usually play the level 1 as you load into a game right now?
Right now, I'm full yapping about my whole idea of how to play out the matchup and like play around the jungle tracking. Just mainly because I'm also playing in the load MMRs right now, right? So I don't. I don't want to be like the full cheesing guy winning the lane level 1, because it's just gonna completely snowball from there. So I'm trying to give my opponent a more equal ground setting, even trying to give them priority just to showcase examples from that. But I suppose when you would play Shen, also notice from watching some like Petu gameplay, is you just want to play the game at level 1, right? The game starts at level 1, even before the minions have spawned. I think very often you can look for an invade, similar to how you explained with against range champions. I think the same concept is applicable to trying to evade enemy jungler, or getting a level 1 ward down, and then I would just try and place my aggressive blade if I find nothing, and look for priority.
Yeah, me and Petu are pretty different in that way. Like he likes to invade every single game. I like to give myself consistency when it comes to lane and not start E unless like it's really, really good for some reason. I do like to if I think the enemy will invade, stacking is really good, but I don't ping for invades like 90% of my games at least. Like the occasional, if I really like our invade comp and I have some really good reason why I think it's better than in other games, I might go for it. But generally, you want Q start in like most matchups. In range matchups where you might start E anyway, for example, or Q start is not like crucial, then maybe you can think
Yeah,
about invading.
makes sense.
But to let's say you're playing as I don't know, Volibear or Garen or some kind of like classic champion, which is all about like who can get prior level 1 and that decides everything, then I wouldn't even prefer a kill over Q start, because that's your entire plan, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. I also like to just play for lane consistency, so that makes a lot of sense. I also
Yeah.
like prefer to just have lane locked in.
Yeah. So as game start, I usually like go to jungle entrance, cover my stuff, and then around 1 minute or a little bit before then, I go up, place my blade up the lane, and if you're playing like against Olaf or a Darius or something that might sit in a bush and run you down, or a Riven, then I sometimes just go there right away as game starts instead of covering. And then I like cover best I can just to get a little bit of vision, but I want to get the blade placed before. And then you can like, for example, go through lane into bushes and like see get some decent vision, and then you don't have to go like up super far, like up the lane to place it. Like you might not go and get a perfect blade here, but just up the lane while staying safe from all in cheeses best you can.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Um, so level 1. As the minions arrive, let's write it up. What do you think is gonna be your main goal, or what's your main goal right now when it comes to the level 1? You mentioned it earlier a bit, but
So we're blue side here, right?
yeah.
I would put my blade probably closer towards their casters than I would towards their melees. So I think we're talking about blade placement. And I think you've already shifted my perspective. My main goal would be trying to get priority, because priority leads into your level up. And if you have priority, you just control the laning phase, right? So I think that's a staple. I would always try to prefer to look for priority if possible. And it's going to come down to, of course, the matchup and the way my opponent wants to approach the game. Now I've switched my mentality a little bit to like my first blade. I want to get 1-2 autos off with passive and probably back out. So I will change that mentality now to favoring short trades over looking for the more extended fights, and sync that with looking for priority. That is my.
I mean, that
instinct.
sounds like the same thing, no? Getting 1 or 2 auto attacks with the passive and then favoring short trades. That was a short trade, right?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. In the past, I would probably look for more, I guess, greedy extended fights.
Okay.
Yeah.
I misheard you. Yeah.
No worries. So I think now that's gonna be my plan: looking for the short trades whilst going for priority, and then just level 2 trying to find all in.
Yeah. For the thing you said about the blade, I agree that like if you have perfect like the enemy is not contesting you and you can choose exactly where you were gonna place the blade, then around this space is good. Like on casters is like behind casters is perfect, right? If you're thinking about like what is the first good blade or worth blade to place, I would give you the line like in between casters and melee. This is a good line for like what is a like decent blade that we can use well. I would say that this line, because if it's closer to the melees, then what's the issue with using this blade?
Your opponent can kind of space away from it, right? So the way I see it right now is the easiest way, of course, to drag your blade through your opponent is whenever they're gonna go for the last hit. So if they're gonna go and hit your minions, it's like the easiest time to hit it. I guess if you put it directly on the minions, if they want to punish you going for one of their last hits, your blade probably doesn't drag through them because they're standing behind the blade.
Yeah, basically, like once they get close to the to a minion somewhere, you will have to make big sweeping movements in order to like mirror them, in order to get them inside the line that goes between you and your blade. Compared to the further up you are, the more quicker, shorter movements you can get to get more like space covered. But if you have it here, then in order to like get the enemy here, in between you and the blade, you have to move further away. And remember that a crucial concept is the fact that you have 75 extra range whenever you press Q, right?
Yeah.
So you never wanna if this is the enemy, you never want to like walk into him here in order to like quickly get the blade placement. You always want to approach from further away, because otherwise you don't use this.
Okay,
Because
so
if the enemy gets to attack you first, then why do you have this? Like the point of it is to approach from an angle where you get to attack them first, and then they have to spend a little bit of time to like cover this 75 extra range. And by the time they have like gotten onto you, you're already basically getting your second auto attack off with your 50% attack speed. So the trade starts in a completely unfair way. If you use this and that attack speed together, it's crazy.
I see. So this is the mathematical Shen part now. We're getting into that part.
Yeah.
I see. It makes a lot of
It's
sense though. I'm not thinking about my, I guess, angle towards my blade enough. But yeah, it's completely logically, the further away the blade is, the easier it is to control, kind of, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But wouldn't you also say that the duration of the drag through is then also just longer, making it a little bit harder sometimes? Because you kind of have to anticipate their movement, right?
If we're talking over here and it's max range, then yes. If we're
Okay.
talking like here versus here, it's literally not noticeable at all.
Okay.
Unless you're faker. So as you said, maybe let's assume that we have placed the blade before the lane starts, like we're aiming to do most games. Minions have just arrived, they're all full HP. Enemies walking up here, like gonna try to lane normally here. Your plan? How would you describe your plan to get level 2 first, as simply as possible? Like what is the core things you're thinking about in order to do that?
Well, I mean, as simplistic as possible is getting more auto attacks in than he is, right? That leads to priority. So I want to juggle the most auto attacks possible. And I think it's also fine expanding your blade to get like maybe the 1-2 autos and then using the rest of your autos on the minion wave. I think, I mean, I have to visualize here too. I think as easy as possible, I just need to get more auto attacks in than he is. That is as simple as it gets, I think.
Yeah, that's what most people answers, right? And I would say that that's the wrong mindset when it comes to Shen. Like it's technically correct, right? But I think it's wrong because Shen's wave clear, it's one of his major weaknesses, right? So if your focus is mainly, firstly, on getting more attacks on his minions than he is getting on yours, then he probably has an AoE ability to like trade and clear at the same time. And every single moment that you're like spending trying to attack, he can match, and he can do more than match, right? So the way that Shen gets priority is by stopping the enemy from having free access to your wave, and that's like the core. And everything else will work out. You don't even have to think about attacking more than the enemy. Like as long as you're focusing on good trades and not let like be ready to punish him every time he tries to touch a wave of yours. Not even a last hit, but he shouldn't get a single hit on your wave, even if it's full HP. You should be ready to punish that. If you have your blade up, you should punish that.
So how hard? Okay, yeah, you just do 1-2 autos, and then because of the health edge, that leads into priority.
I would say 2 is the most common one. 1 I would not be happy with. I would be okay with it. Like it happens to me as well, right? But this is not what we're aiming for. Because remember that the blade, you can treat this like as a resource that is worth like, let's say 100 HP, or as a low estimate, right? If you just pressed Q and moved it to here, and didn't get the trade-off, that would be the equivalent of losing 100 HP or slightly more. So like we want to get as much use out of this resource as possible, because in order to like get another similar trade, it's not only 8 seconds CB that we have to wait for, right? It's 16.
Yeah, because you need 2 Qs.
Yeah, you need 2 Qs, one to replace it and one to use it again. So if we're wasting like 16 seconds of your early lane plan in order to like get 1 MQ off, like it's okay, but two is really what we're talking about, and sometimes 3 if the enemy mismoves a little bit, or depending on what happens. and how kiting is going on and stuff. But should definitely aim for 2. So our plan is to punish his HP if he tries to touch our wave, and then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he gets the initial push. Like, he gets the initial lead in the push, but in exchange, we have maybe chunked him to here while still staying like full HP using our passive, and the fact that he was hitting our minion during this time like once, and then we backed out quickly, so he couldn't really punish us back. So let's say we're full HP and he's this, right?
Yeah.
And now our blade is gonna be here, and then I will actually mention right away because this is leftover Qs. That's the Qs that we don't get off of the MQs here. We have 3, and if we go like -2 that we use, then we have 1 left. And do you know how long you will have that for?
Oh, I think it's 6. I guess raw guess 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's 8 seconds. It's until the Q is back up again. It's forever, right?
So Q delay is good.
Q delay is extremely good. And how do you think we wanna in general use this leftover Q that we have left over? After like we attacked him twice, he ran away. We ran away to drop aggro, right? And then we walk back, and now we have a leftover Q for a long time. What do we do with this?
I assume. So this is an instance where you're probably losing priority as well, then, right?
Well, theoretically, yeah. Like you just took a really good trade. Both of you dropped aggro. You just got back, and now you're sitting with this, and enemy is looking to go back to farming and taking back priority.
I think you hold it for as long as possible then, to try and get like the last auto attack off. Maybe he spaces into it, and then you can get your blade again. If that is not possible, my instinct would be to just drop it on the wave. But I think holding it is just the mental pressure. But I'm very curious to the answer now.
Yeah. The normal thing is to just like think, okay, the trade is over, we go back to farming and dropping it on the wave, right? That's what most people do. And as you said, holding it depends on what he does, right? If he goes right back to farming, then we just stand behind our minions and hit him from range with like 75 extra range, bonk him in the head once with that and grasp, and then walk away. And we have just taken a like way better trade than we were initially. We got all 3 off without taking anything back almost. So, but if he respects our held leftover Q here, then that means that you never really lost pressure during those 8 seconds. That means that he didn't get to push, and that helps our goal of getting level 2 a lot, right? So either you get to bonk him on the head if he attacks your minions during this time and then walk away, or you make him not attack your wave until your Q is up again, and we can look to replace the blade.
Yeah, makes logical sense. And then what I'm thinking about now too is I think losing priority on Shen isn't as bad at all when you're getting these early trades in, because your blade is always going to be in a good position again too, generally speaking. In the sense that when you get pushed in, right?
Oh yeah. No. Okay, I do agree with that, kind of, but no.
You're gonna be a level down, so you can't walk.
You're gonna
anyway.
be a level down, bigger wave. Like, it matters way more.
Yeah, fair enough.
The blade is not gonna be enough, even if the wave moves here. That's a small win compared to a big loss.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now we have taken a good trade. Hopefully, like, stopped him from hitting our wave freely for a little bit, or punished him even more. So it's like this HP. But let's say he just got a little bit zone instead. So he's still this HP, right? The moment that you start getting your Q back up, how would you think about replacing the blade?
Probably towards. Now I would say towards the center of the lane, like more so where the minion line is situated.
So you would
I would play on my minion line, kind of. So we're blue side, right? Somewhere in between. Yeah. I would probably want to try and reposition it, play with my passive, maybe get one more shield bash, grass poke off, and then use the other ones to try and look for priority. That'd be my mentality. So just playing on my minion line and using my blade somewhere close nearby.
Okay, so place it here somewhere, bash him in the head.
Something like this, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way most people play it, right? But the
Fuck!
issue is again that like once 8 seconds has passed and you have Q again, is this gonna be an easy blade to like get a drag through with? No, right?
If I get level 2 because I place my Q like this, then it will be. In the sense that even if my blade is behind me, okay, no, I'm not gonna be able to drag it through them, but this might lead to level 2 priority, right?
Yeah, but remember that like level 2 priority, if we're talking a timeline here, we're still here. We're still here or here. Like we have just taken one quick trade. The first thing we did in the lane, we have shown them maybe off from hitting our wave. Like minions are still healthy here, and this like how many minions you need for level 2. It's like the first melee minion of the next wave, right?
Okay.
That's forever away. Like this is gonna die in like I don't know 25, 30 seconds from now. It's like you have all the time in the world
Okay,
right now.
fair enough. And then it's also when we still have a health advantage. Like we have a health advantage. Okay, they just walk up and place it further again. Then I'll probably just replace it in between his minion line.
Yeah, but what do you do if you start walking here and he starts bashing your face?
Well, I probably just press Q, get my passive, hit him twice, and just like once and dip.
Yeah.
Or I guess what you could also do is circle around a little bit, place it in the bush, or like to either side, so you can go left or right.
Okay, figured it out.
Okay.
Most people don't actually, so it's actually a genuine compliment. Like looking for open spaces. Think like a football like midfielder. You don't have to dribble the opponent like in his face. Just run around him. Like,
I see.
And most people will be hovering to a certain side when they're just walking. So just walk to the other side that they're not hovering. And even if they're in the very like bong middle, you can still walk a little bit to the side here. And even if he starts chasing you, you can usually at least get it here and then run away and not really be forced to take a trade. You can always test him. Like move a little bit here, see if he knows what you're trying to do. Oh, he doesn't know. Rush, boom, and then it doesn't matter if he runs at you, just run away.
Then you play to the opposite side, right?
Yeah.
But that takes so long. What if he just like pushes whilst you're doing that?
What did he say?
I mean, I guess feeling wise it takes long, but I think when I have the visual example, by the time you've placed your Q there, you have your Q again and you can just hold him, right? But what if there's like a Jax and he's just gonna press E and the full push the wave or something like this?
Yeah, you're overestimating firstly how long it takes.
Yeah,
because,
I think so.
Let's say this is a very normal position to be after the trade. Like you're walking back and forth, you be here, takes like 1.5 seconds to move into a good position here. And if he doesn't chase you, right? Then that means you can go straight away and you don't have to take the long way around. But if he chases you, that means he can't be pushing the wave.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's usually fine. And like these are still quite healthy, and you will get the chance to use this blade that you have placed for another trade, like for sure. You're only gonna get. This is the last time you're really trying to replace the blade, though. You usually don't have time to replace it, like take another trade and then replace it again before level 2. Before that, level 2 will hit probably.
Okay,
but
makes sense.
We do have time to replace it once and then get one use. Before level 2 for sure.
Like, you prefer the bush position probably over like the river open position, right? Or doesn't it not really matter?
It doesn't matter. Like he can see the blade in the bush as long as he sees you anyway.
Okay, yeah, fair
enough.
Doesn't
matter. And the further to the center, the better. But it doesn't matter that much. Like a very very side heavy blade here is almost the same value as like a blade that's straight in the middle, because we can just play around it by playing on the other side, right? We just make sure that if we have the blade here, then we play in this area, and we can just use the line here, and then adjust based on where we need it, and play on the here if we have blade here, and the mirroring becomes quite easy. The only thing, let's talk about mirroring a little bit. So let's say that this minion here is the minion that is gonna be dying next. So that's the one that the enemy is looking to last it.
Yeah.
Then where do we want to stand and why do you think? Is this a good position we're standing in? How would you adjust the position?
Where's our blade?
Here.
I think we want to stand a little more That's okay. Trying to get it right here. I think our position is fine. Maybe a little bit more upwards, but yeah, this seems fine to me because you can just punish the auto like the last hit from range, right?
Yeah, yeah. The up there gave you full marks, right?
Okay.
Because right now, the line is like on the minion, right?
Yeah.
Which is not optimal, right? Because the enemy is gonna stand here. He's not gonna stand on your minion. He still has an attack range. So we need to cover the space that is in the place where we know that the enemy would have to stand based on where they're standing, right? Where they have to move in order to hit the minion that's getting low, and that is always going to be our position, right? Even if he like, it's very clear once you have a dying minion where he's gonna move in order to like get the last hit. But even if every minion is full HP, we still, you remember, want to protect them and be ready to punish if we have a good blade every time they try to damage it, because our main goal here is level 2. So then maybe you have to keep track of 2 minions. Like, it is something that's gonna take practice maybe, but just make sure that you're ready to punish whether he goes for this or this. Right?
Yeah, so you stand more to the left, and then that's
stand around here, and then we see if he's going for this. Then we adjust a little bit based on it, and we're ready to use it. And if we go for this, we place ourselves here instead. Yeah, the moment that he gets close.
Okay. I got one right.
Let's go.
But okay, it already starts making a lot more sense for me. Like, I remember yesterday I played against a Sett. I just dragged the blade through him, and I was like, all right, I'm strong. I'm gonna push him off the wave, and this guy just fisted me, and I died. So I was like, okay, yeah, I cannot match his priority. Now with this, I'm certain that even against Sett, you can actually try and play for priority.
Yeah, though.
Unless he goes
Sett
W, you're good.
He's like the most rough example of level 1 prio, like level 1 trading potential, right? Combined with push.
Yeah.
Like, he has double auto attacks to the point where he can like quickly clear a wave, amazing long trades, and he has like, if he's smart, he starts E to like really extend the trade. Some start W, but E is way better into Shen. And then like the only way you can consistently get prio, where the ball is in your court basically, is that you're ready for when the first wave walks out of tower, and you're already there, and you get a couple of free auto attacks. So you get some free like good wave state if he's not protecting your wave, his own wave.
Yeah, okay, but that would be rare, right?
That would be rare, but that's what I aim for in really hard matchups, where like but even if he protects the wave, he might still not know exactly what he's doing and let you get a couple of auto attacks for free without like contesting you, and then you can start trading. But if he just protects his wave and starts pushing you in right away and starts E and is ready to like punish you if you try to punish him, then there's actually no way to get prio. That's why I have Sett as very hard in my matchup document.
I see. Do you go bone plating in matchups like these?
No, I don't.
Second wind always?
Second wind always, yeah. Because like, I'm still going into the matchups with the idea that I'm gonna try to skill test and win them. I'm not just gonna give up prio fully. I'm gonna still see how he plays and still try to trade. It's not like that is gonna punish us super hard the first trade we go for. It's just that it's hard to get like full prio on level 2 in the end. We can still trade, and if we're either getting like in every single matchup in top lane, we're either getting poked on or traded on by range matchups, or we're trying to trade short trades often enough to where second win outvalues bone plating.
I think, I guess, okay, I understand that mentality, but wouldn't it give you more chances to look for those priority just by having, I don't know, like 40-50% health rate even in the early game? Because I think you preserve like 40, I mean, that's baseline, right? You preserve 40-50 health, but with second wind, yeah, you probably regain more on longer value. Never mind. I see your point.
Yeah, you just need too many trades in order to get him down to where like second wind is gonna outvalue it, because bone plating is only gonna help with one trade before level 2. Okay, and last thing about this, like exactly when you press Q, because this is also a very common mistake, right? You have to. This is something that will get even better with practice, right? But you don't wanna get baited into pressing the drag through too early.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that, because then even if you with the slow can chase after him and get maybe one auto attack, if you chase for more, you're suddenly gonna have the whole wave onto you, and like he's gonna trade way better. But you also don't want to press it too late, right? Because if you press it too late, then maybe he will get to attack you at the same time as you attack him, and then we don't use the 75 extra range. So there is a very, very perfect spot here where you get to attack him right away the moment that the blade arrives at you with the 75 extra range. But at that point, he will have to run towards you or run away, and like then you can probably get 2 for nothing or something. Or yeah, if he runs into you, you're already on your way to second auto attacks when he does his first. So we have to time it so that we can attack right away, but also he's not too far away where we have to chase him.
Makes sense.
Okay. Let's assume then that we did all of these things right. We had our blade initially. We got a good like initial short trade. We used our leftover Q to either punish his HP when he like went back to last hitting, or we used it to zone him so he doesn't get like to attack our wave. We right as our Q was about to come up, even we walked up here to a free area. We replaced it once Q got back up. We rushed away, and during this point, if your passive gets procced and the enemy is like in your face, you might be fine attacking him once, but not more than once, right? When your passive is up, sure, maybe we can do that, but we don't want to take trades with our normal Qs like ever more than one, and if possible, even 0, right? But
Yeah.
one auto attack for one and an ability can be fine. What baits people, right? What makes people want to attack the enemy when they're replacing the blade is like the grasp, right?
Yeah.
You have grasp, so you just want to use it, right? Why not? But it's mostly a bait. If you have a chance to replace it without getting the grasp proc, perfect. He's not punishing us when we're getting the first step of our process here. Like the first step is like place blade, right? And then we're gonna use the blade in order to get the value. And this, we're just trying to minimize the losses in order to like get this first step off. And if you end up taking like even trade, just to get the grasp, that's a bad thing for Shen actually. Shen dislikes even trades. Why? Because he's the only champion in the game that can take these like crazy efficient trades of like 200 to 50. If you can get these a couple of times and you stay at like 80% health while the enemy is like getting low enough to actually die, like 20%, and we can actually kill them while being this health, that's so much value when you're running Ignite, especially, right? In terms of like when your wave clear is as bad as Shen is.
So
Because,
even sorry.
yeah.
So even if you got the initial good HP trade here, right? Like the health bar that you have there, you would still argue that any equal health rate afterwards doesn't benefit you?
I would do that. I would argue that, yes.
Interesting. Because I would always think it's good now to look for equal health rate because I already have the health advantage.
Yeah, like if you're so ahead that like you can start a short trade and you think that he's not gonna be able to stand his ground and trade equally back at you, that's one thing. But then we're not talking about even trades anymore. Then we're just talking about winning trades.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, like your HP when you kill the enemy is so important, right? Because the entire goal, we're gonna talk about that a little bit more in a bit. But the entire goal for the early game is to get a big lead during this first short or slow push that we're getting, and then eventually getting a full crash. If we're skipping out on the second step, or we get like fucked up after we have gotten the solo kill and the enemy TV back, or we die to a gank, or something happens, right? Where we can't get the full crash, then suddenly we don't have a lead anymore. We're at best even.
Yeah.
So our main goal has 2 parts, and our HP is gonna be absolutely crucial. So like efficient trades is the core fundamental of Shen early lane.
Makes sense because even if you get the kill, you can't crash the wave because of your lack of wave clear.
Yeah, it can be like that. We're definitely gonna talk about that more in a bit because that is where most people fuck up.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have done these things, and let's say that we have gotten two like short trades because we started with the blade, we replaced it, we used it, and now let's say that these waves that we see here are the second waves. Okay.
Yeah.
So this minion is gonna get you level 2 when it dies.
Sir.
So what do you think our mindset is when we see that like the moment is approaching?
Fuck him up.
Fucking up? Yeah.
No, because no. Let me think. I mean, I've been trying.
Let's say this minion is like it's like 20% HP. It's gonna die in a couple of seconds, right? But you're not 2 yet.
You want to walk up and try and get into the range of your taunt.
Yeah.
So you want to try and use the level up timer. Let's say
level up timers.
No, okay. Okay, sorry. I'll stop trolling.
Because we don't care about this last hit, right? I'm sure you use this trick
yes.
in a lot of your games, but it's especially important and efficient on Shen because of the way you can like dash a quite long duration the moment that you hit to level it up.
Yeah.
So like 90% of your games, unless the enemy is playing in a way where it's super clear that they're not gonna fall for it and they're playing down here, you're probably gonna give up this last hit to just be ready to rush at him. And for the way you move, you don't just rush at him right away. At the point where you see that this minion that's gonna get to level 2, once it's on its way to like be close to dying, then we start walking back and forth here, trying to act innocently, right?
Yeah, you're gonna fake your intention pretty much.
Yeah, fake your intention, and then the moment that you see you happen to be in range when you guys move back and forth, just chilling, and the minion is gonna die. Maybe not during the next second, but during the next like 3-4 seconds, right? Then we can just start rushing at him. And you're gonna just maintain the distance between you guys, and it doesn't matter if he gets over here. As long as you're still in XP range, it's all good. You're still gonna land the taunt, right?
So I guess when playing like this, very often your wave hit is still gonna be in a somewhat neutral position, right? Because you're not hitting the wave that much. You're mainly focusing your opponent.
Yeah, but like we're assuming that we have traded in a way where like the enemy is too chunked at this point to really walk up and touch your wave properly.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm just more so saying that very often with the way that I like to play, right, on most of players, is the wave would already be high-key pushing towards them after the first wave because you're trying to aggressively look for that level up. But when you're playing like this, most of the work that's being done on the minions are actually the minions themselves and not you, right? So the wave state is still somewhat in the neutral position in lane, like it's kind of still situated.
Yeah, okay, so good point. I was gonna bring that up earlier, but I got distracted by another point. So let's talk about these 4 states. Like, you getting slow pushed in towards you, you're getting hard pushed in, you're slow pushing, you're hard pushing in. What's the you know, the downside of getting pushed in is of course the enemy has level ups and we can't play for early game leads at all, and the enemy is gonna get a free sheet to recall and scale for free. So these are out of the question, right? But when we compare these, pushing a little bit harder and pushing a little bit slower, what are the up and downsides of each?
I mean, pushing a little bit slower is very good because you're going to have trade opportunities on level 2, 3, and 4. You're going to have a longer time trying to punish your opponent walking up for potential last hits, so they're more prone to make mistakes. You can look for... so you can look to chunk them, set up potential dives. And I also always think that a 4th wave crash is by far the best crash because you're not going to give your opponent the time to mismatch the level ups on the bounce. So preferably, I think if you can do it, 4th wave crash is like your preferred option. If we're just talking about like the neutral options.
Yeah, let's say we pushed a little bit harder and it turns into a quite hard push. What's the downside with this?
Your opponent, you can't really punish your opponents anymore because they're not forced to walk up for any last hits. Your minion wave is too big. He's not gonna lose that many minions, and what you're gonna have to do like is probably a 3rd wave crash. I don't think you're ever doing a 2nd wave crash, but you're probably gonna have to crash the wave on the 3rd wave. You don't get that good of a cheat recall off because your opponent should be able to play out the bounce after that.
Yeah. So basically, if he sees that you're over pushing, you're first like signaling your intention of hitting level 2 first a lot, but even disregarding that point, he's gonna be like, okay, it's pushing quite hard into me. I'm gonna lose maybe like 1, 2, maybe 3 last hits, right? in the end, but I'm gonna lose no XP, and then I'm gonna farm everything at the tower. But if he sees that it's pushing very slowly, he knows that he's gonna lose like the first wave, like a lot of he's gonna lose like 2 waves of last hits, and no top laner can take that mentally. Like even if it might be the right choice, if it's a little bit chunked already, and like it might be his only choice, no one is gonna do it. Like people are gonna walk up for like bad trades and like give you even bigger leads. It's guaranteed to happen.
Yeah.
So we want to maximize the window that we spend like outside of his tower, and even preferably like not even close to his tower, like in this area. We want to maximize the time.
Yeah.
And then once it has turned into hard push and we're already here, then we're just crashing it, right? Then we're just crashing it, because in this area right outside the tower, he can just sit here and get all XP, and like you're gonna struggle to get good trades here. So that you just want to reset the wave or the lane state, and get it in there. But
you don't want to
as long as it's here, like every attack on a minion that is unnecessary makes it push so much quicker, as you know. It doesn't matter if it's like 1 or 2 extra. When these dies 1 or 2 seconds earlier, that's less damage towards your wave, and it quickly turns into a hard shove out of nowhere. Because also remember, right, that we take minion aggro whenever we trade. If we're gonna trade a little bit aggressively, more further up than the enemy, these are still gonna push, while these are gonna be distracted for a little bit once in a while when we go for the short trades. So it's gonna push automatically. We generally don't have to like ever attack a wave or like a minion in order to push. Like of course it depends on the game, but the normal state of things is that you're gonna focus on the trades, and the way you take minion aggro is gonna be enough to make it slow push, and we don't want to make that like harder than it has to be.
Makes a lot of sense. So you're always trying to get the wave in a more neutral position in center and just play from that.
Yeah. We want to push the slowest amount possible. If you're barely hitting like level 2 a couple of seconds before the enemy, that's the best best possible like spot. Shen.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going for the level 2 all-in if possible, and if it's pushing in a very slow manner, something you can do if the enemy respects, right, is to go and zone him right away. Like he's respecting level 2, you chase him, you ding 2 while you're here, he's here, and then you can like let a minion or 2 die, probably only 1 or 2, because at some point like there's gonna be no dying right away, and it's gonna push towards him, so you don't want to lose all the last hits in order to make him lose 1 extra XP. But just making him lose 1 or 2 here while he's still level 1 and he doesn't want to get taunted can be not just as good as getting the taunt, but almost, right? Pretty much the same.
EXP just snowballs so extremely hard in top lane.
Yep, EXP over gold. I've said it a million times. All right. Let's now talk about a couple of general scenarios then that this can end up in. So the point where like if the opponent doesn't die during this first slow push, if the opponent does die, what do we do about resets? So let's talk about a couple of different normal scenarios here. So let's write up a scenario. Let's say that. Let's start with a scenario where you did kill the enemy eventually. So we traded during this using these fundamentals of short trades and taunting in when on level ups, etc. And enemy eventually died. What do you think is the first thing we look at when the enemy has just died? Like what's the information we should be taking in order to make our next decision on what to do?
I think 3 things. First of all, of course, if they have teleport or not. I think that's the most important one. Second thing is where are the junglers pathing? But we should have already been aware of that, I think, in like at the start. And the third thing I do is check my minimap to see where my next wave is at, to also calculate where enemy next wave is at, and then decide when I should be crushing.
I agree with all of those things, but I think the most important thing is to check your own resources, your own HP. How much do
Oh,
you have?
okay. Yeah, okay.
That's what's gonna decide like what you're able to do, and then we can add on to those things like in the end. But like let's talk about a couple of different scenarios, right? Where you kill the enemy with like, I don't know, a lot of HP left, like 80%. You have like 60%. You have like 50%. You have 40%. You have like 20%. What kind of threshold do you think what do you feel like you need in order to crash this if the enemy has TP?
Isn't it super reliant, like super
Yeah,
situational?
I'm talking about general rules
General?
here, and
Okay.
then we can move into a little bit more specifics. But the general is it's a very very important thing as well.
I would say even at 30%, you're staying because the cost of. So you could even look for an opportunity, like a good death angle here, because the cost of where it's situated right now. If you recall, whilst the wave is slow pushing towards your opponent, you're probably gonna end up losing more resources than you've gotten from the solo kill. Added on top of the fact that you're gonna come back to a terrible wave state, right?
Okay, we can talk about the good death in a bit. I think it's really hard to do on Shen because generally you're gonna die right before you get the crash, and if they manage to hold it, it's not really a good death, right?
Yeah, but if you
all
chunk
the way into tower.
fair, but if you chunk them to like 30%, and they kill you, they kind of have to push out the wave to get their reset again, right? Very often, dependent on the wave. Like it's so situational on the wave state.
Yeah, sure, but you will lose enough to where like it's still gonna be really bad.
That's fair.
It might be slightly less bad, but it's still gonna be really bad. So what kind of HP threshold do you think you need to crash this wave?
Like 30-40%?
Yeah, okay, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. Most people think they need more, right? Because why do we only need that kind of HP? What's in our favor?
Well, you have level up above your opponent most likely, so you have one level up. You have
why are we up in XP?
Because we have push priority and solo kill them.
Solo kill.
Oh, there's 3.
And then I would I would divide this into 2 of like lost XP, right?
From them and you've gained the XP, right? Because you have more minion waves in.
Yeah, I would like they still have standing EXP that they haven't collected, and they have lost during like their death and TP, etc. So these always leads to like, in general, 1.5 levels, right? It can either become 1 or 2 depending on like what's happening, but always 1, and sometimes even like level 4 to level 2, depending on how many have you killed. But minimum of 1 level. And that's gonna be an extra ability, right? Which you know how important that is compared to every other level up in the game. So you just being able to ignore trade with your W and also ignore like minion damage as well for a little bit. It's impossible to trade into basically. I would feel safe in a lot of matchups with 30% HP, which sounds crazy to a lot of people when I say it for the first time, but it's a very, very important thing to remember how important this is.
Yeah.
And of course, you also have the wave at your back, which is bigger. So, but if you estimate the cake here, like this is maybe the wave, right? This is the XP part. XP so much more important, the level up than the wave, in terms of like what's gonna let you crash this.
Oh, I like that drawing a lot. I think that paints the best picture. Yes, like just the EXP is just so ridiculously important. Even if they get like, I don't know, an extra longsword, just a level up is more valuable than that extra longsword.
Yeah. But in this case, they're only gonna have starting items, right? Because they were killed during the first couple of slow push. They're not gonna have enough gold for a Riven Cruiser or something. Most of the time.
Yep. I think 30-40% you can probably still get it in.
Yeah. And if we think about common mistakes, right? Common mistake number 1 would be people over focus on getting all of these last hits, right? Most of the time. They just stand here and it's really hard to last it, right? When you have a big wave. So you just stand there, wait, and then boom. Okay, wait, boom, wait, boom. I tell people, I do not care in the slightest if you start out losing all 4 out of 4 of the last hits. As long as you use the auto attack every time it's available. You can try to maximize it, of course you should. try to get the last hits, but the most important thing is that you auto-attack every time it's up, so we don't miss crash windows.
Yeah, like so the way that I think it's a really good point that you make. Something I'm definitely gonna copy as well, because the way that I usually see this time, what I say, like crashing the wave is your main priority, right? You have to put everything possible on getting this wave to crash, because you have already gotten the solo kill, you've already like 2-0 up. If you now just look for more, like getting perfect last hits, and I think that the other common mistake you'll see very often is people are still looking for more trades.
I was exactly gonna get, yeah, you say that, yep.
So all you have to do is just make sure you get the wave to crash, and then you're in a good spot.
Yeah, what do you mean by 2-0? You're 1-0, right? Or
yeah,
like,
yeah, you're 1-0 in score line, but you're like, so I would put this, okay, so 1-0 score line, I just put like, you're already 2-0 up, why are you gonna look for more? Like, why do you gonna try and be like 3-0 up, and there's like getting perfect CS, getting another kill, getting another good trade?
Oh, yeah.
So in the sense, like, you're already so far up, why do you need more? Just take the W and get your reset, get it reset, and then instead of just looking for more and more and more.
Yes. I think I saw one game versus Garen, I think, where you did like go for more, and it kind of worked out. But like I was like, okay, you're already 2-0, and then when you were 3-0, then you were looking to like actually think about the fundamentals again. Okay. Because the enemy is gonna walk up to you, trade you, and then you trade in his face when he stops you from attacking minions. But the moment he runs away, it's very, very tempting to like taunt him here, like take him to 20% to set up for another kill. But at this point, just save your taunt and go back to farming, because this is how we open ourselves up to die to jungle, right?
Yeah, sorry, I cut you off 1 sec. Apparently the microphone is bad, so 1 sec. I leave the call and join again.
Yeah, all good.
Okay, that should fix. I'm sorry, guys. I am so sorry. Hello, Mr. Robot. I don't know why my Discord just randomly like makes people sound like robots, but I think this should have fixed it.
Okay, testing, robot.
Sorry for cutting you off like that, bro.
No, all good.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah,
is it fixed, guys? Can we get some ones if it's fixed? Okay, all I have to do is leave the call and join again. That's such a weird fix. CPU issue, possibly? Is my whole CPU just cooked or what?
New PC time, sad.
Dude, my FPS issue. Okay, I'm not gonna start it here too. Sorry, I'm not gonna trauma dump on you, bro. Let's keep going. I'm not gonna trauma dump. I'm sorry.
All good. Okay, so because if the enemy walks up here to trade you, they are gonna lose the trade, but just take the trade in order to push them away. Don't look for like a taunt to take them even lower, because that's what opens yourself up to the ganks eventually. Because going for this trade is usually what lets the enemy next wave barely come out of tower, like, or one more wave come out, which you have to clear. So just wasting 5 seconds, either lost hitting too slowly, or going for a trade that is unnecessary when you could be hitting minions. This usually leads to like 30 seconds longer to crash the wave, because you Shen, you have no wave clear. So 5 seconds wasted becomes 30 seconds, like out of nowhere, and it's very, very hard to get very hard for a lot of people at least to get a really good intuition of how that works. Like you feel like I'm just wasting a little bit of time, but suddenly like you're stuck here for 1 minute, and then you fuck yourself over completely.
Yeah, I think a champion like Shen gets punished even harder than any other champions for doing this.
Yes. Okay, so priority, get this in, and as you say, it's very important to. So the advanced concept to this, which you know, but for the viewers it might be advanced. So if the wave that you see is coming up, which you can check on your minimap exactly when it's supposed to be coming. If you see that you can kill these 4 minions and make it fully crash with all of your casters into the enemy tower, then we want to push as fast as possible here. But let's say the wave was here, and you have 2 minions left here, and you see that, okay, I'm not gonna be able to kill these 2 and crash it before the next wave comes. This is gonna like either half crash, where some of the minions go into tower and some not, or not crash at all. Then you can avoid the half crash happening by waiting to hit these a little bit and letting the wave properly come out here and then kill it together. Because what can happen is like if your melee minions run into here and get into tower range, but these do not. Then when these melee minions die to tower, then suddenly you can't access the enemy casters anymore. And you can't actually crash it. And these are gonna start slowly dying, but you haven't gotten the full crash, and you will never get your perfect recall that we're looking for. So half crashes can be kind of awkward. So that's the basics is like attack every time your auto attack is up, but then the exception is like, okay, a wave is already coming in and I can't kill these, then I let it properly come out here, and then I hard push into full crash.
Perfect explanation.
Yep.
Very important side question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the Doran's Blade item start with double adaptive?
Shout out to Mr. Olympus, the Shen TikTok that guy is spread all across the world and has made me have to answer this question a million times. No, never go it if you're tryharding. Your trade patterns work in a way like we have discussed, right? Our game plan as Shen is to trade in an efficient way with short trades and keeping the enemy away from hitting your minions, and that's our way of getting prio and winning the lane. Doran's Blade is good if you have a trade pattern or laning pattern where you attack minions a lot, so you get to like lifesteal on the minions, but you're not actually attacking minions a lot except for the last hitting itself. So you get way more value from the passive heal from Doran's Shield with the way that Shen trades. And versus ranged, it's also very obvious why Shield is better. So there's not actually a single matchup where Blade is optimal. But I respect the hustle and I respect testing stuff, and I'm not gonna hate on you. I'm just not gonna go it myself. Thank you very much.
It's not optimal gaming.
Yeah. So let's also mention the jungle here very quick. So a lot of Shen players will stay a little bit further up, like they want to stay in lane, want to get the crash, but they walk up, like hit, and then like you go out to ward for the jungler, like chill a little bit. Make sure that they try to stay in a place where they have a chance of escaping with taunt, even if they're a little bit chunked, right? If the jungler shows up. But I always use the analogy of like earthquakes, right? Would you like to stay in the most earthquake risk area or city for like 1 weekend? Or would you rather stay in the like 4th most earthquake risk area for like 2 years? You would choose the first option of like take a slightly bigger risk for a short amount of time and just get it in there. And if the jungler happens to be here during this short amount of time, you can take the death.
You can just say jungle gap.
Say jungle gap, like accept it. Most of the time he won't be there because we're pushing in a short amount of time, and there's also another reason he probably won't be here initially but will be pathing here, and that's because if we think back to like a minute ago or a minute and a half ago, how was the lane looking? Well, you were pushing this guy in, you were winning the first couple of short trades, and you were you had a bigger wave, you're up in XP, and you're like winning lane. This is not a juicy place to path if you're a jungler. Like he's not gonna see that lane state and be like, oh, I predict that Shen will trade a little bit more, and then he's gonna kill, and then my lane is gonna TP back, and then I'm gonna come, and then it's gonna look like gankable state. No, he's gonna see, oh shit, this doesn't look gankable. I path to bot side, or I path to here, I path to here. If he has a chance to like adjust his pathing. He's not gonna start. That's just another like reason to really commit and assume he's not there for just a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the scenario where the enemy did die during the early couple of waves and the early couple of trades. But let's talk about where he doesn't die, which is also gonna be a lot of your games, right? There are two different scenarios I will take up, where the scenario where you get the crash and the enemy is still like, either the enemy is still like healthy, like I don't know, let's say 60% or more, or both of you are the same HP, like both of you are, let's say, 30%. in either of these scenarios, like enemies healthy or you guys are the same health, then I would take the cheater recall. Then I would just say, okay, I can't get anything more, we just take the recall here. But as Shen, we have another option if the HP situation is looking better, which it should be, right? Because our early lane is like really good. If this is the case, when you have gotten the crash and you haven't sown a bunch of XP or getting some other win, you probably have made some mistake along the line. Like you probably should either have gotten a kill or have a sizable HP lead at this point. So let's say you are like 70% or 80%, right? An enemy is, let's say, is 30% or something. 70 versus 30. I would think that you right now would just take the recall right away most of the time. Unless it's like low enough for you to one-shot him, you would probably go on recall, right?
Yeah, because like if it's like a 4th wave crash, I'm getting ahead 100% of the time. And so I think here, like if you can dive him straight up, I would probably want to instant recall, or maybe threaten. Like I think like it's either dive or recall, because I think tempo trapping gets really tricky, because if it doesn't work, I feel like you're stuck in lane.
Yeah. So the reason why Shen can do this and not other champs can actually do something with this without recalling is because how Shen's trading pattern can work under enemy tower when you crash a big wave. So if you find yourself in this situation, do not just back. Think about, okay, what can I do here? So the way I recommend you play it is like walk up in his face, don't do anything right away, and if you want to do it the most consistent way, you would wait until the melees are dead, and you have a bunch of casters left only. And then when he goes to last hit this, let's say your blade is here, right? You walk up, like behind him here, without auto-attacking him yet, or like doing anything. He's maybe gonna be erratic at this point and like lose some last hits, but eventually you're gonna get into a point where you know that you're gonna hit the drag through. So then you drag through, right? And you still don't have any stress on you. That's not gonna get you the tower aggro. There's still no stress. But sometime during the next couple of seconds here, you're aiming to attack him once and then instantly cancel that auto-attack animation with taunting out. So we get one MQ worth of damage and then taunt worth of damage. And then since he's a little bit away from his tower in order to lose his casters, he will have to walk outside of his tower into you, right? Because you taunted and you took maximum of one tower shot. If you're like Faker, you will have timed this auto-attack into taunt to take no tower shots by like watching when tower hits. But that even if you take a tower shot, passive is gonna block it and it's totally worth. But we do this, he walks out into us, we attack him once more and maybe even the third auto-attack, depending on how far he walks out. But at the very least, 2 MQs worth of damage, 2 MQs, and the taunt worth of damage. And that's gonna take this HP into like the 5 to 10% span, where the moment that you get your Q back up, we can just walk in his face, ignite him, like hit him once, and he's gonna die, and we can walk out without him having to flash. And if you have a big enough wave, which it should be if we got a slow crash, then you have time in order to like take this trade and then wait for Q and then walk back under here before he has cleared this and just kill him or force him to walk away.
Makes sense.
And if he walks away, what do you think?
You walk with him, make him lose the entire wave, maybe hold the wave a little bit, so then your next wave walks into his turret as well. You drop back on your recall.
Yeah, I would even give you an advanced optimization if you want to be extra evil, which you do want to. You can let him run away initially and act like, okay, you can recall, mate. And like stand around here for like 2-3 seconds, acting like nothing, maybe hitting a last hit or like just standing here literally. And then after 3 seconds, then you start chasing, because then he's for sure gonna greed a recall here, right, in a bush or in here. And if you get that cancel, he's gonna guaranteed lose this entire wave and probably the next one as well. And he's omega done so.
It'd be like like I don't know if you have it, but it'd be so nice to like see a visual example of you playing out this dive, for example.
Yeah. I will try to get it to you. Oh, I will actually. Let's see. Spettushanding guide.
Very curious to see this dive played out.
I don't remember which one. I think we have it in both, but I remember it's the same thing here. It's this.
Where your enemy is much lower.
Dun, dun, dun. So here,
Yeah,
for
I see
example,
it.
yeah, you can do it. You can do it that close as well. It's still only gonna be one tower shot. It's just a little bit safer and like less risk of you misplaying, and a little bit higher value if you do it here. But you can do it like further up as well. Same here. Boom, and then the enemy is going to be low enough for you to push them away. In this case, I don't have the wave to justify it, so I would just like play out the
I
bounce.
understand. Yeah, I'm getting excited to play Shen. Your champ is broke. No, I'm kidding. Like I'm genuinely getting like excited watching this. It looks so nice.
All right.
Why is it Turkish? True. Why are subtitles in Turkish?
I have no idea.
I didn't even notice.
They're everywhere. Okay. Yeah, and the reason you can't do it here is like even if you get the tower crash taunt, it's not gonna be low enough for you to push him away at this point. So then we're forced to take the small win of the recall. It's only if you already have established a lead that we can actually like really punish.
Yeah, but you can still always do this, right? Let's say you just crash.
Yeah, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it unless you can get value quickly, right? Then it's just better to reset and then try to get more.
Yeah. In this situation, 100%. But in another situation, I don't know. You're like full HP. He just TP's back. You do the same pattern, right?
Yeah. All right. We've talked about this. We've talked about this. Now let's talk about what to do after the full crash and the recall. First off, I guess, what is the thing that you usually buy on the first recall? What is your priority
So
items?
regarding like 500 gold, 600 gold, right?
Sure.
I would say Ruby Crystal refillable.
Yeah. Ruby Crystals in general, and if you can afford a Bami, which is often the case, if you slow push, get a kill, and then get a full crash, you're often, if you have lost it decently, you're often gonna have the full Bamis, which is amazing if you can. But it's fine as well to get Rubus, stuff like this, and then whatever you feel like you need. But don't. I saw you in one of your games. You bought like boots. Armor.
Yeah, it didn't feel good.
It's not worth it, even into range champs. Just prioritize HP and use your good movement instead to try to get taunts. Like HP is so much more important than any other thing for the first recall. Always prioritize it.
Question on boots actually. What do you feel like are the best boots? I've been kind of just spamming CDR boots, but I'm not sure if it's correct.
I feel they have been so nerfed, and sure they are fine, but I feel like plated works really well together with the way you play with Heartsteel. You would just feel even more unkillable, especially if you're playing into a split pusher. Like the extra value of having it versus a Jax, Fiora, etc. I think you can't not go steel caps, especially if you're doing well in lane. If you're like getting crushed, maybe you just get CDR boots and play for Rs more. I don't know, but if you're doing fine or well, I would definitely go armor boots.
Okay.
If enemy have a split pusher versus like Ornn and Sack and stuff, maybe just go Lucidity.
And would you go boots of swiftness sometimes against like Gwen and champions like these?
I have not done so. No. I saw you going it in one of your videos. It looked kind of fun. I'm willing to test it a little bit. I will not say it's bad or good. I will not commit to a stance on that. It might be okay, especially into like specifically Gwen, because then you can't go plated anyway, right? And Mercs are kind of trash.
Yeah.
So in situations where plated is bad and you think Swifties might be good, I don't hate the idea. It might be good actually.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So we have gotten the full crash. Where we have bought whatever we need to. How will the wave look?
It's gonna slow stack towards you.
Mm-hmm. The moment that you get back in lane, what's gonna be the state most of the time?
It's probably gonna be, I mean, depending on if he has TP or not, right? It really depends.
Yeah.
But if he's TP back,
Yeah.
it's probably closer towards your side. If he has been walking back, it's gonna be probably a little bit close to neutral, maybe slightly like closer towards his side. Like if you're both walking back. So.
But either way, his wave will be a lot bigger, right?
Yeah.
So somewhere around here, and let's just write up. This fucking long lines. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And you have a couple of leftover minions here, and he's gonna be here, and his goal is to crash this. So we walk into lane with an item advantage, probably still an XP advantage, even with the standing XP, but maybe not, but definitely item advantage. What do you think is our goal here, and what do you think we should be doing?
Okay, so my instinct tells me I want to just look for straight up taunt, because I'm gonna instantly get my good blade as well. I'm gonna do 2-3 auto attacks, block the damage from minions and him with my W, and then I also will have good blade position to play maybe one more opportunity like this.
Your intuition is 100% spot on. I'm very impressed, honestly. Like,
Okay.
holy. Most people do not give me that response. Most people have listened to all I've talked about blade placement, and they know it's a big wave, and like they just say, "Oh, I place my blade in their trade," or like something like this. But or I start thinning the wave. No, but you're absolutely right. You just like taunt in because if you take it any kind of like slower approach, then during that time that you're setting up for a next trade, or like you're taking the slow approach of thinning it, then he will have access to hitting your wave during that point, right? And that matters so much more than everything else. We want to stop him from having access to the wave right away. And by taking aggro, we do that. And we have our W to block for a little bit. And we get like 3 auto attacks off, and then we walk away, right? And we drop aggro. And if it was here, then maybe we walk into a bush. If it was here, then maybe we walk away. And then we're going to have the blade, as you say. We'll wait for Q back up. And then we're gonna have a drag through with our passive, preferably. On the topic of the passive, I will mention that real quick. Like the passive has a cooldown of like 10 seconds, right?
Yep.
And Q has like 8, or if you put some points in it, down to like 6 or something. But basically, there's sometimes a couple of seconds where your Q is up, but your passive is not up yet. And in those cases, it's very important to keep track of that and wait for those extra 2 seconds before going for a short trade with a drag through. It's a very easy thing to miss as a newer champ players, especially.
Yeah, I saw that for myself as well. Like, I'm not playing to my passive cooldown correctly yet. But if you drag it to them, your passive goes down, but you don't proc it, right? So let's say your passive...
Yeah, it doesn't go down for that exact use. It goes down for the next, like, use of the passive. It doesn't like go down by 4 seconds the moment that the blade goes through and then proc right away. So
yeah. I thought it would.
Yeah, it makes sense. Maybe we should email Riot for a buff.
Yeah, make it stronger, bro. No, but yeah, I thought it worked like this, and I was like, wait, I have no shield.
Yeah. So we trade, we drop aggro, we trade with Q and passive, and then he's gonna be like half HP or something, and then we can just pressure him away. The moment that we get our E back up, we have kill pressure, right? If he doesn't give up prio at this point, he will die. So he will have to give up prio, and that's the time we start thinning the wave, because it's probably too big, right?
Yeah.
Schwein.
And once we have thinned the wave a little bit, so it's like, I would say 4 to 6 is a good amount of more minions on the enemy side. It's easily to control, and it's gonna be perma-freezing, right?
Yeah.
And then we just freeze in 2 steps. You probably like know this pretty well already, but for everyone else, the way to freeze well is to do it the step of like after you have thinned it. We think, okay, if we have a wave that's gonna be tanking for a bit, then the next step is to start zoning XP. Just walk up to him and if he goes close to you, then we just kill him, right? Because it's already chunked. And otherwise, we just stand here and let the enemy big wave kill our minions one by one. And if we lose a last hit here or there, it doesn't matter. As long as the enemy is losing both last hits and XP, all good. Like, enemy is completely fucked here. And the only thing you have to respect is the jungler, right? Before starting to zone, you probably want to place a ward here, and also keeping track, like, what jungler are we playing against? If you're playing against an Elise or a Rengar or something that has scary lane ganks, be careful about that, because lane ganks can be one of the main ways to break a freeze if the enemy jungler is smart. Because you're probably not going to ward it. So if you have 2 wards, actually, and then enemy jungler has a lane ganker, then you can place one here and one in lane, and then you can feel very, very safe. Or you can just have it in mind.
So I have a question.
Yep.
I think on Shen especially, Shen is one of the best champions in the game to be freezing with, because the way I usually approach the concept of freezing is you freeze when you can deny your opponent more resources than you would get by pushing yourself. And since Shen is so bad at pushing for third plates, I think freezing, generally speaking, is your preferred option, right?
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time, it's also counterintuitive because you don't want to look for an ultimate when you're freezing.
Yep, we'll get to that in 1 minute.
Okay,
I'll just go through the basics real quick.
Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, all good. So we do it in 2 steps. One, like zone XP until there's the trigger of you seeing that the last couple of minions here are about to die. Because we don't want to let the minions like go into tower, even like into a half crash. Then the freeze is going to be awkward or broken. So the moment that you see you only have 1 or 2 minions left, that's only going to tank for a couple of seconds more. We stop zoning XP, we walk back, and we drag the aggro once these die. And we can drop aggro in bush, like back and forth if you want to maximize HP. But the most important thing is that you hold the wave here until the next wave is properly outside of tower. And then we can thin if it's necessary, but if it's not, then we go back to zoning XP and back and forth. Drag wave, zone XP, and then thin in the middle when it's necessary. And if you have bomb at this point, then be sure to like not stand in the wave. And if a minion is dying, and the only way you can get it is to get through the entire wave and prop bombs on everything, then it's fine to give up a CS. Like your freeze is the #1 priority. Missing individual CS can be fine. So that is the freezing part. So let's talk about what you said now then. So like, when is it good to R? When like do we freeze? Like how long do we freeze? Stuff like this. What is your intuition when it comes to things like this?
I mean, first of all, is who's your opponent, right? I don't know if it's like a Gwen, Trundle, Mundo type champion. I think like holding these freezes is very good, but you have to be very cautious with giving them access to your turret to begin with. And then I think once you want to start pushing, it's kind of in sync with what your jungler's doing on the map. Once you see him like coming from a base and walking towards a neutral objective where you know the odds of getting a skirmish are gonna be pretty high or stuff like this, I think you're gonna try and start matching your push kind of based on what your teammates are doing if you're looking to get an ultimate off, right? And else I think you just, I don't know, freeze into perpetuity until you either kill your opponent or you like chunk him to below half so he doesn't really get to pressure anything. I think it's very hard. It's just situation to situation based on matchup and based on how your team is playing. Because I think if you're gonna ult to salvage 1 kill, for example, like I wouldn't ult when I'm having a freeze to make a defensive play. I would only make an aggressive play that would make my ultimate investment worth more than what I'm gonna lose in lane from the position I'm giving up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good points here, but I think the thing you said about like reading the situation and seeing like what is going on the map, that is very hard because usually it takes like you can't predict far into the future, right? And you have to decide very early whether to break a freeze or not. So like actually basing it on like where people are on the map and seeing if something is brewing or not, that's very, very inconsistent, and you're often gonna end up making like
wrong
incorrect decisions.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So the main thing that is deciding it, well, the first thing is like your own lane. How well is it going? Like, are we crushing already? that's the only time we can really freeze in the first place, right? So that's the first thing. We won't be able to create these kind of situations if we don't have a big lead already. But if we're in a position where we have a big lead, and we feel confident that we are gonna be able to consistently freeze the enemy out of XP for like minutes at a time, then there are very few situations that one, are away from a freeze like right away, depending on something happening, or two, break the freeze in the first place, because it's worth so much in order to like. Because remember that we got a solo kill, let's say on the Garen, right? We solo kill him, we got the crash, it bounces back to us, we arrive back, we trade him once, and then we start zoning XP. He's gonna be like level 3 or level 4, somewhere around here. And you're quickly level 5, and suddenly you're gonna be able to like approach level 7 while he's still stomping at like level 4 5. Like he's gonna be completely out of the game, which means that he's like fully useless for the next like 10 to 15 minutes, where we can have so much freedom on the map to like do whatever we want, and he's gonna only be trying to catch up, and he's not gonna be able to catch up even like not even fully catch up for 1 or 2 or 3 plays that you're going for, but he's just gonna be catching up a bit.
Yeah, I think what you kind of do, also, I think it's important to mention, like, in the shoes of, like, a Garen, for example, you just start proxying, I think, to kind of just fix this situation, somewhat.
Yeah, but if you see that that's his goal, like, if you're playing blue side here, you can just, like, go ward, river, and then match his movements. If he's trying to run past you, like, no, you cannot, right? He would have to run all the way to mid lane, try to sneak out in some other way. Like,
okay,
how is he gonna do that?
That's fair, yeah. Okay, yeah.
The only time you can really like consistently fall for a freeze is if the enemy somehow like has tempo on you, and so if you have tempo to freeze and you have a good ward and you think about the fact that he's trying to proxy, you can always stop it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unless it's a Cyan who can like sneak past with R. That annoys me when that happens. Sometimes I flash just to stop it. It feels good.
Yeah, because also they just proxy. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you would, yeah, I think that's the thing when I'm like more fresh to Shen, you kind of also just feel trigger happy with your ultimate, right? Not understanding how much you're losing.
You do. But there are a lot of different situations where it's actually fine to R away from a freeze, believe it or not. What would you guess are those situations? When would you R away from a freeze?
Okay, the first thing, only in an aggressive play, right? Because the thing is, okay, so I want to like put this more on your first place too. You only have a freeze when you're already in a good spot. So it's like you want to, let's say your opponent's already 0-1 or potentially even 0-2. Like killing him for a third time is not going to be as impactful as winning like an early game skirmish around your team, right? So I'd say that's like one thing that's going into my mind.
I would say that's not a good enough argument. That it is aggressive and a good play. It's not enough for me to do this. Like you would have to be more. Like I wouldn't even R away for like guaranteed 2 kills. I do not care. It's so much more worth it to keep the guy out of the game and still have my R for another play. That would probably give some value anyway.
Even if he's 0-2 already?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
At least for a bit, like not forever. I'm only gonna do it until like around like we won't want to be freezing after we hit level 8. Like around to level 7, 8 is like where I would definitely be freezing towards, even if he's very far behind already, just to keep the game into a 5v4 situation basically. But okay, so
I think then? Only around topside skirmishes then.
Yeah, that's one thing. So topside skirmishes.
Money.
So the most common one is grubs, right? But it can also be fine to do it to mid lane if you have a wave that just has arrived, so it will tank for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then like mid is close enough to top lane where he's gonna like break the freeze, but you're not gonna lose a crazy amount. You're gonna get up and catch most to all of it. If the fight is slow, like quickly over, which is it usually is, with a mana advantage. So position on the map for the fight, yes, and then I would add 2 more situations.
So it's
Where-
not like 2 kills. So if it's not 2 kills, then honestly I couldn't guess.
Yeah. So one is that if you have a huge shutdown that you're trying to protect, or like a bounty on a teammate. So if your Samira is like 5-0 and she's like completely crushing bot lane and she's a clear win con, if she doesn't die here, then like the game is won. Then
Okay.
sure, I don't want to let the enemies completely like.
But that's all
Get-
time rare around like level 6, right? Like this barely
Yeah,
happens.
okay. Yeah, I would even say like, okay, 300 gold shutdown. I would probably R for that, right? If it's clear that we have a
Win
hard
condition.
winning somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
But I would probably not do it for like 150, but bigger than 150, and I would probably go for it. Like it's only general rules, but yeah. And of course, this comes into this as well. The closer it is to top lane, the more fine we are. That's also a variable, right? Everything goes into it. Okay, so the next thing would be like your jungler's position. If he is
Yeah.
top side,
You can catch the
if
wave.
he is like doing his Gromp right here, then I'm totally fine Ring bot and letting him catch the wave and XP and protect blades.
Okay.
And our team doesn't lose anything, and I'm fine giving up my individual stuff. Individual leads are like you're still gonna be fine individually after giving this up, and the jungler is gonna love his time, and he doesn't get blades, and we're all good.
Makes a lot of sense. That's a very good added perspective, yeah.
Yeah. So these are like when to are away from freeze. But let's talk about Ring in general. When you're around like just hitting level 6 or level 6-7. So general rule of thumb is like the further ahead you are, the less you want to be Ring, and the further behind you are, the more you want to be Ring. If you're getting crushed a lot, then you're probably gonna lose some plates eventually before 40 minutes at some point. So it can be fine to give up a little bit more quickly in order to find a play.
So just to emphasize on that. So I think when you say the further ahead you are, you mean 1v1 into your opponent, right? Not like as a team.
1v1.
Okay, yeah.
So like the worse the lane is going, the more liberal you should be with your R usage. The better it's going individually, the more like saving you should be with your R and more picking perfect spots only.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that is one variable, and then there's the game as a whole as well. So I actually have, this is what I was saying basically. So how you're doing yourself, this is what we just said, and then there's like the entire team perspective as well. If your team is ahead a lot, then we want to be Ring very few times, just saving it to keep shutdowns. Don't R even if it looks really, really good and you're gonna get guaranteed 2 kills, because what might happen is like you guys are 15-3, you're now 17-3, but now you're RCD and your team that is winning, the guys who are strongest, will for sure go for aggressive plays and probably throw the game during the next 2 minutes, or it's a big risk at least. Because if we think about it as a tree diagram of like different outcomes, then like all of the outcomes are leading to wins right here, except the one where the shutdowns get given up. So it doesn't matter if you lose or if you win a little bit slower here while keeping your R, compared to like you use your R liberally and they also don't give up shutdowns. Like you could probably win 2 minutes quicker or 5 minutes quicker if you R a lot, but you're also risking losing the game.
Yeah, can I ask one question to our previous statement? I think it's important to emphasize on this. When we're talking about our ultimate, we're mainly like mentioning level 6, 7, and then people are asking why does it change around 8 to 9? I think I have a pretty good idea as to why. Mainly because at that point we're later into the game. I think denying EXPs. Yeah, I'll let you take the charge.
I would say that the things I said about this is that this does not end around level 7, 8. I would say this is generally true throughout the game. But the lane part, the variable about like how you are doing, that matters because like the lane will end around somewhere around there. Like plates will fall off, mid will begin, people will move around. It's about objectives and like lane assignments. It's a different situations. But the thing about the like whole concept of how the game is as a whole, this is true throughout. I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions about this topic more that you feel like you're confused about or you wanna expand about?
I think one thing is just important, right? So that when you're behind as a team, you want to be making more aggressive plays in general, right? I think you've written that down well. And I guess one question that I have, and I think that's the hardest part of playing Shen, but this is just also that situation where you don't really have a workaround, is if you're the only potential win condition, I just think it's too hard to pilot this champion. But then you can say, right, you need to make aggressive team or plays with your team, but this is the hardest part to kind of manage.
Yeah, I would then, with the current state of Shen, with Heartsteel and stuff, where you can actually become a really, really tanky like raid boss later on and actually do decent damage, it's easy to stress out a little bit too early when, let's say your bot is losing, your mid is losing, your jungle is losing, right? And you're hard winning, and you have an opportunity to freeze level 6-7. Then I would probably just keep freezing.
Yeah.
Unless I have a chance to like collect a big enemy shutdown or I have really, really good reasons to not. But I would just like play for myself, and then enemy's team are gonna make some mistake eventually. Probably that's gonna give you a chance to claw yourself back into the game and get yourself a win condition eventually. Like you're already half a win condition. You're a long bit of a way there with the Heartsteel build. So don't underestimate your own ability to carry. As long as you keep yourself ahead, keep the enemy so behind that it's gonna be a 4v5. Even if your team is like super behind, they're not gonna be as behind as a Garen who's sitting on like 10 CS compared to your 45 and is like 4 levels behind. That's gonna be a bigger lead than any kind of losing teammate 90% of your games, right? So as long as your bot is farming a little bit, you're gonna have chances to get someone some kills later on if you're super strong and you don't give up your only winning part of the map.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now I'll only do some last comments about like mid-late game and split pushing and stuff. So this has changed a little bit since Heartsteel era. Before I would say that like you get unscaled and we play around it unless you're like super far ahead. But now we can actually start like winning side lane. It doesn't mean that that we suddenly have great tower pressure, because we don't. But we have really good 1v1 potential, and that matters a lot for split pushing as well. So if you're ahead, let's say that like the lane you would play towards is the bot lane right now, because maybe the objective is Baron, let's say, and the tier 2s are the next towers, because both bot lane towers have fallen. Then when would we like go to split push versus group with a team? What do you think?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So we're gonna like bot lane is our quote unquote assigned lane. It's the open lane. It's where like the enemy will come eventually. Like there's gonna be some kind of Baron situation eventually. Might look. We don't know how it looks, but like, is our goal to go and group with the team a lot and like force fights? Is it to go side? Like what would make you make different decisions here?
Okay, yeah, so mid to late, this I think is always the hardest one to really paint pictures, because it's always going to be super situational. I think I'll put it like this: if my team can hold their ground 4v4, I would prefer to just push past neutral, or maybe even push into the turret to create a number advantage position. That would be my my instinct. If my team cannot hold their ground, then I would just group up with them, and then once we have like established division, I go one turn to the side, probably try and get it into neutral or slightly past neutral, and then group up again.
Yeah, I kind of agree with a lot of what you're saying, but I would have your main focus not be on the state of how your team is doing, but the main thing you should be checking first is like, okay, how strong is the enemy side split pusher? Am I stronger in a 1v1 situation? That's the core thing we look at first, which is gonna decide your decision making, right? Because if you are stronger than the enemy in a 1v1, like not close to a tower, just purely fighting each other in the middle of nowhere, then I would tell you to generally push or like path to the side unless there's a literal R to find like right away. We obviously keep our eyes open for good Rs. That's gonna be a man advantage and like a one fight. But if we don't see that, our instinct should be okay. Are we stronger in a level in a 1v1? Then if yes, then path here and like push like you said to the enemy tier 2 and then use the time to abuse the man advantage while he's clearing the wave on the tower. If you are not stronger in a 1v1 scenario, then we should look where is the enemy split pusher. If it's already like somewhere in this area and it's like in the way of pushing into your tier 2, then you're forced to go to side to answer it because you don't want to lose this.
Yep.
But if the enemy is like not in lane yet and you're weaker, then it's a big mistake actually to go to side lane. Because you only have short windows of time to abuse like mad advantaged fights with Shen if you're weaker in a side lane. Because we're trying to not lose this, right? And if he's not in lane yet, that means he's not pressuring this yet. He's probably on his way or soon to be on his way bot lane to like start pressuring this because this is his win con. And if we can find a 5v4 situation or a man advantage before he starts actually pushing this, then we can find a fight, maybe get a pick, and then we still have time to like walk bot and save this. So,
yeah.
But what happens if you start walking to an empty lane, if you're weaker, is that the enemy is eventually going to show up. Let's say you have pushed pretty far, you have pushed to the enemy side here, but not fully. Enemy is going to stop pushing away, you don't have access to the wave anymore, and if you at this point start to like walk to your team because you can't contest the level 1, then, or 1v1, then he's going to quickly get to your tower and start pushing it before you can actually get something done most of the time, or he's gonna trade this for a kill that you get for something, and you have to make a hard decision here.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's very important that you path into your team in the right spots and paths into side lane in the right spots. Know how the 1v1 is gonna go before you go there. That's way more important than like exactly how the situation is looking, and if you're predicting that they might be able to hold their ground or not. Like, as long as you have your R, if you are stronger here, you would not go here just because you don't think they can, like, get perfect pressure here or, like, control wards. You would just do your own thing, and then you can fix that shit when you have free time.
Yeah.
So, focus on how the side lane is gonna go. It's basically it. And for team fight tips, how do you think you usually should play team fights? How do you think you do play team fights? What's some core things to think about?
Well, like item spike summoners, of course, and I think as Shen, you can do 2 roles. You can either be like a main initiator or you can like peel, right? You can kind of do both. So I would establish before the team fight kind of what is your win condition in the team. If you have like a super fat AD carry, I would rather peel the AD carry. If you have like, I don't know, type of dive clone with like Nocturne, Jarvan, something, then I think it can also be fine to ult on them when they're gonna make their engage, right, and just follow up with them. So I think before the fight, it's kind of establishing what your win condition is regarding fat carry that you have to peel, or playing more as a dive initiator and following up with that. I think you can play both roles. It depends on the win con you have in your team.
I agree. If you have a strong backline, we play for that, right? If we have a strong like diver, we play for that. What happens if we have both? What happens if we have a pretty strong Caitlyn, but we also have a pretty strong like backline diver? Well, how do we normally want to play?
I think in this instance, I would check my backline summoners before the fight. If he has like flash and I know like he's gonna be fine without me, then I think I can initiate with the diver. If this is not the case, and it's like, I don't know, like a Jhin against a Jarvan, then I would probably play to peel.
Mm-hmm. Of course, it depends on like variables, as you know, but I would generally make you pick to play for the backline over the diver, because my logic is like the diver is a champ designed around uh, having some kind of big impact alone. That's how divers are designed. Like Talon jumps in, maybe gets a kill, maybe gets out even, or just trades 1-for-1. He does his thing, right? But backliners either they die or do nothing, or they solo win the fight. And Shen's kit is really good for peeling if like people dive onto you, because that way you get good use out of your W, which is not the case if you dive to kill.
Yeah.
And your all R also gets like higher
Massive
value because you can wait until the guy is like actually about to die. You use your W first, and then you use your E after it's necessary, and then last, like right in the last moment, you use your R. And that way, like people are, oh shit, shield when we have just burned Caitlyn Fashion, burned all of her shit, and they're right about to kill her, and then the R comes in, and like it's gonna change everything. While R, when you dive, it can be nice to like get yourself in there faster, right? Or like another person that's diving deep, just because you arrive at the diver. It has some value, but the shield doesn't really have much value. So we don't. We're basically hoping that
The dive
backline will
works.
be fine,
Yeah.
and it's usually better to hope that the diver will be fine or have some impact.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When do you think it's ever good to taunt flash or like go for an engage? You said that sometimes we do that ourselves.
I guess when
Or
you
like
get
what-
their main
what-
carries, right? Like especially then
Mhm.
when they're like grouped up, I guess. If their main carries
Okay.
are grouped up, you can get both.
What would you say is the most like common mistake? Do you think? When do you think it's a mistake to taunt flash?
When your team can't follow up, like you bait your
Yeah.
team to chase into a bad fight.
Yeah. So it's basically has to do like to do with how far away are they from like the damage dealer's range. Even if you find a juicy taunt here on like the carries here, but your team, firstly, the teammates is gonna have to react first. That's gonna take a split second for them to realize what you've done probably. And then after that split second, if they have to like walk for a little step forward or use an ability to get into range here, then by the time they get here and are ready to actually deal damage, the taunt is going to be ending, and the enemy team has a super easy point to like, they know that the moment that you taunt in here, they know that your team has to follow up, right? Or they're just going to kill you. So they know that this area is where they're going to blow like their load, basically. They're gonna Malphite R, they're gonna Sigs R, they're gonna use all their AoE spells, right?
Yeah.
And just fuck your teammates up if they have to move, if they have to move a little bit. So it's only if the enemy really oversteps and you can kill them while the taunt is like active and your teammate can actually be in range or ready to start dealing damage. That's the only time I would really recommend taunt flashing. When an enemy trolls, basically.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's better to more have a mindset of a Braum or something. To like wait, see what the enemies do, respond properly, wait it out, see cooldowns, and then your E is very adaptable, your W is very good reactive spell, and R very good reactive spell, and like that's why when I have a good friend who's also a Shen main, who Blue Ninja, he watches me a lot, and then he always says when he watches my team fighting, like, you just stand there shending, like you didn't do nothing. What the fuck? Like why? And it's so funny. Like usually the best way is to just stay there and stay adaptable, and things are gonna work out because your adaptable spells, they have instant effect. You don't have to like set up a fight or like really go in and then eventually get value. You just stick around there and you have a couple of key spells which like completely turns things when you see what the enemy does. But if you waste one of them, then the enemy can play around you so much easier.
That makes sense.
It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so just be more patient.
Very, very patient.
I think it's gonna come with experience as well, because I just want to go in. But yeah, I'll definitely try to keep it in the back of my mind.
Yeah. Only go in if the teammate is ready to follow up right away. And remember, like, if you go in with that E, right, you will never have a good W on the teammate that fight.
Yeah.
Because unless you get Q up again and you flash to the team and press QW or something, the W is gone the moment that you taunt in. And that can be worth it, but you have to remember that your kit is just not the same value.
Yeah. Okay. That's, I feel like my brain has expanded, for sure. I will try this early game now.
What did you say?
I want to really try and improve my early laning phase with Shen.
Yeah, that's often that's the core thing here. That's the easiest thing to improve as well. All of these late game concepts, that comes more from experience, and there's so many more variables in every single spot, right?
Yeah.
While it's very, very similar, the general rules of like how you use your blade, how to replace it. There's only I usually say that like for trading, I think the 15% or 10% is matchup based. At least that's the feeling I've gotten when I've coached and like played throughout the years. Like it matters a lot. But if I knew I was playing against a new melee champ, right, that I didn't even know what their abilities were, as long as I know my champ and what my trading patterns are and what I'm good at, it usually doesn't matter even if I don't know what their abilities do. If I just like apply all of these fundamentals right. So don't focus like too hard on the matchups. Of course it is important, but focus more on doing the same thing every game and figuring out why it works or why it doesn't. And things will usually move forward really quick.
Perfect.
Yeah. You won't need this last point. I usually talk about like how to ping shotgun a bit late, but
it is so important actually.
Yeah, it is really important.
Yeah, actually there's what's it called? There's this app. I can't think of the name right now. Professor. There's also stats where they keep track of pings on average. People ping so little. If you're communicating with ping like on the way pings and stuff like this, you can just like when you're gonna taunt flash your ping on the way just a little bit before, or when you're about to ult, right? You can just signal intentions way better, so your team can just react. And a split second can really be the world of difference between them like kiting away or actually going in.
Yeah, and like I think the most important thing is like just think about the fact that like 70 to 80% of fights in like every single elo, I would say even more high of a percent in low elo, but like in every single elo, honestly, is decided by who has the man advantage. Like someone gets surprised by an enemy showing up and there are suddenly 3v4, or like it's very, very few times where it's even man advantage and it comes down to skill expression. It happens sometimes in every game, but it's very rare compared to just ganks / showing out of nowhere / people don't respecting man advantage. So if you only focus on that in mid-late and just think about it, how many people do we have here? How many people can the enemy have? If they must have or can have more, then spamming danger on your teammates. If you're guaranteed to have more, then spamming on my way and just go in. And that's true for Shen and other champs as well. It's like so much value just from that. And the earlier you ping it, the better, right? If you see that your Diana is invading into a risky area, if you ping her the moment that she starts going into river and pathing there, then she's gonna listen way more often than if she's deep in there and has like her eyes on a play already. Then she's not gonna give a fuck. So the earlier the better.
Perfect.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you for your time and helping me and all the piggies here expand our brain on League of Legends, some concept, but also mostly on Shen. I'm going to be very interested into applying these concepts for a while, and I'm going to try it. Fortunately, I have to play it through the FPS. No, I'm kidding. But I'm going to do my absolute best, try to implement this. I'm genuinely very excited to play some more Shen now. So, again, thank you for your time. And do you have any final words?
Well, I hope we created a couple of new budding Shen players from your viewers. I'm expecting to see you all in high low 07.
Let's go. And maybe one last thought. Like we said it at the start. Why is Shen not getting nerfed? The champion has to be nerfed, right? Like it had to be in the nerf list. Either shield bash or some items or something in this kit.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I tried Shield Bash one of the first game after it got buffed, and I literally had like 6k Shield Bash damage.
Yeah,
it was more than the grasp.
It's crazy.
Like, what the fuck is going on? I just hope if a Rioter watches this, please, I beg you, nerf the Shen R or some itemization thing, not the Q again. They have already, like, a couple of years ago, they stated that they wanted his, like, identity to lay in the R, and they added the bonus HP scaling, and they took away Q damage. I want to have some kind of skill expression where if I play well around blade placement and getting blade placement consistently, I wanna, like, be strong, and then you can remove, like, half the shield. You can make it half as big or even more. Like, I don't care. Just let me have some kind of, like, lane pressure. Let me be a strong early game champ, and it's fine if I fall off. It's fine if they remove, like, hard steel and, like, make him into a poorly scaling champ again. Because I was fine with being a strong laner, good map pressure, but you get outscaled. But right now you have no weaknesses. It's kind of crazy.
There you go. Play Shen. It's that easy.
Play Shen.
All right. That was very insightful. All right, boss. I think I'm just gonna go and play some Shen games, and we stay in touch for probably live coaching towards the later end of the climb. Yeah.
Sounds perfect. Good luck in your climb.
Yo, thank you so much, man, for your time, and we speak to each other later.
Sounds good.
Yo, see ya. Damn, that was insightful. I learned more than I expected to learn, actually. I think Shenning is an amazing player, first of all, right? Like, if you don't know, he ended rank 7 with a good reason, right? But it's a very good theoretical and solid approach to his laning phase. A lot of concept that I never really even would have thought about myself without playing tons and tons of Shen games. So, very insightful, very useful. Now, let's open up League of Legends. So, we can do two things. First of all, apply all the stuff that Shenning has just taught us. Second of all, I can start complaining about FPS issues again. Yeah! Sorry. There he is, guys. Mr. Shenning Help in chat. Can I get some 07s whilst you're at it? Check out Mr. Shenning Help stream. His YouTube. He's the GOAT. Okay, check one thing. Okay. Alright, and then it's time to queue up on King Piggy. I do have to go toilet. I was holding it up for a little bit. So, I'm gonna speed run toilet in the meantime. And you still getting new PC? Yes, I think I'm gonna go for the new PC. I will say, however, if the new PC doesn't fix the issues, I'm generally gonna get, like, mad as hell. But I do think a new PC can fix the issues. But read my specs, bro. Tell me it's not like such a waste to get a new PC. I feel like I'm wasting so much. But okay, be right back real fast. Real fast. Did I say real fast? Yeah, real fast. Yo! Notice to change it, to be honest. Perhaps you get a new borderboard or do a hard reset. I already done a full hard reset. I did not go easy. Full Windows reset, full everything reset. Zan and T1. Also for all the homies earlier. Hack96, thank you for the 6 or 550. Thank you, Chicken Egg. Dakadoras. And the other homies that subbed. Oh, give me the champion, baby. Shen ban incoming. If they ban Shen now. Did I update BIOS? Yes, I've went with the homie Lord Tizer through pretty much every BIOS setting. We took 7 hours to full reset the PC, update my BIOS, so my BIOS didn't have an update since 2020. I've done the freshest update on my BIOS. We pretty much checked every setting, tried to find the optimized, went through every, like, updated all my drivers, disabled most overlays, went through all my OBS settings. So I don't think it can be a software issue, so it's probably a hardware issue. Pick or not upgrade your PC. Well, that's funny, I guess. I haven't been able to find a solution, unfortunately. Alois, why don't you push for rank 1? I want to, once I have a good PC. With this PC currently, I can't. Genuinely. I'm able to play to half of my potential, that's it. Yes, I had Windows 10. We completely reinstalled Windows from scratch. So we put it on the USB and I upgraded to Windows 11 as well. I do have multiple monitors with different resolutions, so I also tried to stream with just one monitor, didn't change anything. Oh, we get the hardest matchup instantly. We get to play against Sett. It's the matchup we just talked about. So Sett is a really tricky matchup. Let's see if we can apply some of the concepts that Shen taught us. What's your graphic card? Guys, my PC knowledge is very limited, but here you can find all the specs. Pretty sure I'm using SSD. Can you say fundamentals? There you go, bro. Do I have FPS problems in other games? No. If I play Counter-Strike, if I play Super 5 on stream, 0 FPS issues. I haven't tried CSGO on stream, but I'm playing quite some CSGO lately. 0 issues. It's just with League. It's literally just with League, bro. Bro, you need to upgrade your graphics card to at least a 47 Super. Bro, what do you mean? My graphics card is amazing, man. Shut up, man. This guy's looking Braum into Yumi. So we have a Braum Shen. Die. Am I enjoying Super 5? I actually am. Oh, there we have Shen matchup list. Holy moly, guys. What's a lifetime opportunity? Full matchup list. How can it be a hardware issue if other games are fine? Man, I don't know how to find a solution. Alright, guys. Let's do the full setup thing. Now, we're still going to be trying to check the jungle and all that stuff, but I actually want to hyper-focus on my performance in lane. So the drag, the blade thing, playing for short trades, that's going to be the biggest mentality switch, right? We're going to be playing for short trades instead of extended fights, especially against the Sett. Okay, well, my client literally... Okay, there we go. Playing around Emerald MMR now. And I'm playing against a Dutch jungler, actually. Dutch Nilly. We got a Vladimir. So our early game 2v2, I would say, is very even. Both Shen and Vladimir are pretty good in 2v2. But Nilly, Sett are also very good, right? I want to try and get a ward down on Lily's starting position so I know where she's pathing, and we're going to go from there. Did you turn all graphic settings down on League? I haven't, but I don't need to do that in any game. So I don't see why I would have to turn down every setting to like 0 in terms of graphic settings to have good performance. It means... it's weird. Have you seen the game Super 5 yet? Yes, I have. We played it on Monday and yesterday. We're going to play it in about 2 hours, so now we're going to be playing some Super 5 as well. Yova, I've tried that. My CPU and GPU are about 30-40% maximum. Alright, go dish every game. No Doran's Blade. Doran's Blade is for piggies. I've also capped my FPS to 144. Right now my FPS feels good, right? But it's gonna start fluctuating in the game, unfortunately. It kind of feels like, I don't know if it's micro stuttering or just like input delay. But there's that as well. Alright, now, so we want to try and get a level more down on the Nilly starting position if I can. Simply so I know where she's going to be pathing. Looks like Volibear is starting blue buff, meaning that he's going to be pathing to top. And whenever my jungler is pathing to top, I also have the mentality that I'm kind of be strong centered, right? I'm going to have my jungler around me.
Hello, Pigatron. I have now managed to speedrun from plat to silver by switching away from top lane.
Well, I have to go E-start. Everything is wrong here. If Shen helps watching now, he's like, oh my god, you're a pig. I agree. I think I'm gonna have to flash. I'm gonna have to flash as well. I use Ian flash. Alright guys, we're not gonna be able to do anything we just learned because my lane is already over because I looked for a word, my bad. 07. Thank you, Fidusla. Hello, Pegatron. I've now managed to speedrun from plat to silver by switching away from top lane. Congratulations on your achievement. You need to cap with the NVIDIA control panel. Why ignite? Kill pressure. Hide eye candy. I don't know. It's off. Alright guys, we're gonna have to concede priority. He's playing D-shoot grasp. My main goal would be to try and get some of these sneaky last hits and then maybe try and E him. Get the shoot, but pretty much I cannot really play the laning phase now, right? I'm gonna hit this one, so desync them. Well, he's giving me 2 last hits for free. Which I definitely should not be getting. I'm surprised that still stunned me. Okay, that's good. Get out. If I land him, it's okay. But it's okay. The way he's pushing into me, and he did not play as aggressive as he could have, right? What he should have done there is generally just walk into me, auto, E me, and keep the fight going, right? Now at least we're gonna get our Q. I'm gonna E through him because he wasted this. He is Q. My blade is in a good spot now. But I didn't want to trade. Look for further trade, right? That's 1, 2. I have 1 more, but I don't think I want to look for any more equal health. Let's just get pushed in now. My blade's in a fine spot, but we've lost priority because of my Q. My bad. I looked at the ward to get punished. Now we're just gonna allow ourselves to get pushed in here. If I'm in Sett's shoes here, what I would do is actually slow push to allow this wave to walk through and do a 4th wave crash. And then probably reach it. He just lost the cannon for top. Okay, this guy's playing half delay. And he's doing a 3rd wave crash. So he did 2 mistakes here. If he did a 4th wave crash, he would get a beautiful reset. He did a 3rd wave crash by hard pushing for no reason. And now I should be able to play out this bounce if I just don't look for bad equal health trades. I'm gonna Q here just to crack the passive. Only gonna prioritize the melees if I can. Beautiful. So Sett pretty much got very little value out of this, right? This one caster is gonna give me level 4. So I'm gonna trade on my level 4 here. And then I'm getting it, unfortunately. Vladimir is top side. He used W. Sett also didn't look for his reset. I mean, this guy is just doing everything wrong. If he flashes now as well? No, he didn't. Nearly stopped. 24 CS path into top. I'm just gonna crash this wave now. I'm not gonna look to chase a jungler here because I can get this wave to crash. Sett did a 3rd wave crash into not even recalling. Stay, died on bounce, and I get the bounce in. So, I mean, we're just in a complete free game now. Vladimir still has flash. I don't want the kill per se. I should have played for the kill. Sett is losing plates whilst we're doing this, by the way. And flash. I'm gonna pop my potion, I guess. Dude, my whole team is smurfing, by the way. I mean, this game is over. I'm gonna E so he can W. Okay, this game is over. The wave's also bounced. Okay, game is over. Like, game is completely over, by the way. My whole team smurfed it. My entire team... I didn't do anything, by the way. They just completely won me like that. Like, I genuinely didn't have to do shit. Game over for Sett because he died in the first 4 waves. Then we get the wave to crash. He went for a skirmish. So even if... Right? So just talking theory here. If we did this invade and I would have died and let's say Sett would have lived, it would still be even because look at this wave state, right? This was guaranteed going to be the outcome of the wave state simply because of how we left the wave before going into the jungle, right? So I was kind of already 1-0 up before moving into the jungle because I had crashed the wave into his turret before moving. So now let's play this bounce scenario. We want to instantly E in, remember? We want to E in, Q, block the damage from minions. And now, I don't think I can look for an extended fight any longer than this. The wave is too big though, so I have to let it crash.
If anybody flames my wall up, I'm perma-banning you.
What do you say? Thank you for the thing getting filtered. Bango Mac, thank you for 2-1, bro. Now I probably slow push this. If I'm set, I would probably just set up my reset here. He's just dead from that. The Q get auto attack range. We're gonna crash this. The game is over. I have ulted as well. If he wants to fight. He's kiting away, so I'm not ulting in. The on the wave pings kind of make him want to go in perhaps, but he didn't go in, so I'm gonna ult. We gotta crash this wave. I mean, GG.
There is no dispute.
I have ult. I have flash as well here. Okay, I get the kill. I have 4 or 5. 4. Okay, but now this game is like, okay, this kind of feels like cheating. You know what I mean? My team was too good.
With balanced steps.
Yeah, I mean, this game is kind of disgusting. I can say it's Shen coaching, but this set was also playing. I think this guy's first timing set, kind of. We're playing an Emerald Elo. Turn the height eye candy setting on. Well, right now my game actually feels good, but if I alt tab, it probably goes to shit again. We're gonna E in, right? Drag the blade through. W. One more auto. One more. Oh, I didn't drag it through him. My bad. I'm gonna turn it off. I don't know what it does. Oh, we're moving into river. I have a freeze here though. I think this is gonna crash before this wave arrives. So I want to thin this out a little bit. The blade is fine here. I will definitely start thinking a lot more about blade placement, right? I mean, this guy just can't fight me. There's nothing you can do, bro. This game is just completely over.
Tread carefully.
Bronze? No, this is not even gold. This is emerald, by the way. This guy's emerald. The Q plus grass autos absolutely chunk. It's mainly when you paired it with a shield bash hit. Shield bash is the biggest culprit out of all of it. Okay. Let's go to the next game fast. I want to try the level 1 theory that we learned. We can try the turret thing. I just drag my blade through him.
If anybody flames my wall up, I'm perma-banning you.
Pigs assemble.
I'm not dragging my blade through him every time. He always bounces to me here though. That black hat boy, they were prime kind, sir.
Without a sound.
Right, so we kind of want to play towards this minion once he walks close. A lot more concept I'm gonna just start thinking about in general. So he's gonna take this pathing, so I want to stand here, drag it through him.
Target marked.
3. Nothing you can do. He's gonna reset. I can make this push towards me, I guess, and just reset as well. Yeah.
With balanced steps.
Right, mirroring his move. If he walks up to this last hit. I'm an enter. Uh-oh.
I find them unworthy. Okay.
Ooh. That was ugly.
Okay.
Guys, X9 me. Okay, we just move on from this game graciously. Alright, nothing happened there. Just close your eyes.
Immediately.
This game was over in the first 4 waves, genuinely. I think I proxy this wave. I have ult, but I don't think I want to ult here, right? Because I also have a 1k shot down. I definitely don't want to ult there. If I ult down, like, hello! I also have 2k in my base. Okay. Shane's left the chat. I think Shen actually had to go to school.
Wills align.
Ooh, I'm so close to having this. Ah. Whatever. Sucks. Do you get any income from viewers with Twitch Turbo, like a share of the subscriptions income from watch time? Yes. Yes. You do get a portion of Turbo income, yes. He's going. He's flash ult as well. Oh. My guy is Faker. He's gonna go to the set. Oh, he can't.
Hello guys, I'm Alois. Today we're gonna do a coaching in the top lane.
Beep beep I'm a sheep.
Rep of Shen is so disgusting. Curious elk. Beep beep I'm a sheep. Right. Beep boop, you're I don't know, man, a horse. How's your set? Did you do 2 Adaptive Force runes? No, 2 health and 1 Adaptive Force. Rogigi, thank you for the tier 1. Yo, Havold. Good to see you, brother. How's it going, man? How you doing, big boss? Hope you're doing amazing. Flash for 100 gold while you miss cannon. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Like, sorry, this game is kind of over. I really want to move on to the next game in the sense of trying to level 1. Because all the theory we learned is actually super interesting for me. Skadu, Skadi, you don't know the way. NDM Escala, you're a pig.
Understood.
Me too. It's so funny. With 2 boots and red buff. He's gonna have to ult me to live, I think. Dude. I don't know what's the counterplay with red buff Shen as well. I don't think there's many good red buff users the way Shen is, because you can perma drag your blade through your opponent as well. I think this guy just decided to play a game of Hearts 2 Sett top without ever playing Sett, and just like, never mind, never touching top again. What is the PC issue? Oh, Havold, my goat. Okay, I can give you full description of what's going on. I haven't thought of contacting you. Basically, Havold, whenever I'm streaming League, I don't have it that much when I'm recording or when I'm just play. I barely played off stream, but I could try a game off stream. Basically, I can show you. If I go to my normal FPS, which my PC definitely should be able to hold, look at what happens to my FPS kind of. I feel like it's kind of a mix of micro stutters / input delay. Basically, my FPS is just super fluctuating. It can go all the way to 200, back to 130, as you can see, and then like it drops a bit again, and it just keeps fluctuating continuously. Like, I can't do anything about it. Now, I've tried a lot of things. I've tried full resetting my PC, like full wiping it, reinstalling Windows. I went through almost every BIOS setting that I could. I have tested every OBS setting. Has it been like this before, or is this new? I feel like the FPS has fluctuated a bit before, but it has never felt closely to this bad, where it's pretty much perma micro-startering and feeling like terrible. Like, before, I could, I think if I played on the PC in Korea or MENA region, I would feel a little bit better than playing on my home PC. Like, I would feel like a better player mechanically because it just felt smoother, but probably in Korea also because of the lower ping, right? But I've never felt this bad playing League. It genuinely feels terrible. And if I play other games like Super Vive or CSGO, I don't have any FPS issues. Just cap it. Dude, even if I cap it, it feels bad. Look, even if I cap it to 144, you'll see it's gonna go below as well. You see? It's still fluctuating permanently. I didn't get the Herald recall. Is it a pad issue? I've had it for like a month now. Time to riot support. Yeah, I'm down for that as well. Is VSync off? Yes, it's off. Anti-aliasing as well. Havold is probably the most knowledgeable PC guy I know.
So I go.
Have I streamed CS before? No. But I have streamed Super Vibe before and I had 0 issues. I don't have damage at all. I've tried messing around with these settings. I've tried messing with the environment quality and all this stuff. Fear they take your prime, guys, sir.
If anybody plays my wall-up, I'm permabanning you.
What Alois is trying to say is he needs more subs for a new PC. Also, Chad, did you know that you can use a Twitch Prime sub for free on Alois's channel?
Okay, if you have a Twitch Prime, use it for free. Very chill. But I don't need any money for the new PC. If I were to need a new PC, right, if that is the solution, I can buy it. I don't need anybody to help me with anything. I'm in a super blessed financial position. So please, please don't feel like you need to help me with anything. If you have a Twitch Prime for free, though, yeah, I mean, you might as well use it. I mean, that's just fundamentally speaking, right? But please, I don't need anything for in terms of monetary gain size. I'm in a very blessed position. Please don't give me any money. Genuinely, I don't want it.
Hello guys, I'm Alois.
Hey, thank you for the Prime, though. Hey, hey, thank you for the Prime, though. I'll take that. Thank you. Oh, I'm not focused at all. Sorry. Sorry.
The reason I want Alois to say is because he's smart and people take him seriously.
Did I hear Prime for a new PC?
Yeah, you did. Don't read chat. Mechanics. I want to do it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at my FPS here. 105. Shit! True Sensation, thank you to Prime. Beatron, thank you to Prime. Brutte Granule, thank you to Primers. But did you see my FPS go to below 100 there in that skirmish? Yo! You take the aggro, bro, not me. Thank you. Champ is balanced. But did Howard say anything? I've been trying to reach chat, but I don't see Howard. You don't go Titanic. I mean, I didn't talk about trending much with items, but Titanic is just overkill, man. You don't need the damage. I kind of want to have 2.5. Wait, I can sell this and have it. He did? I didn't read it. Wait. Yes, I said this fun fact. My supercomputer has the same issue with League. I think it has to do with how the game is designed. Nothing you do really fixes it. Any streamer you go to, they will have less than 140 FPS when streaming at most points. Really, but when I saw highlights of like bows or highlights of like spear shot, their FPS is at least stable. Like it's completely stable. That's one thing. Also, when I was using the exact same settings that I have on OBS on my PC that I was renting in Korea or on Mana region, I didn't have any issues. And like I said, it felt like I could play twice as good. Look at my one-shot potential. Full tank, by the way. Balanced. What do you think about Nashor's Tooth Shen? Very good if you want to lose. So that's the thing. Like, everything felt very good when I was on a... Bait. Ailey! Ailey! Goodbye. Well, that's some disgusting damage. My E dues, 600 balanced. And yeah, the biggest difference is, Harold, like when I play on my PC in Korea or in Mana region, the difference in terms of performance genuinely felt crazy. Like I felt twice as good of a player than when I do on my home PC here. Would you say Shen is better than Mundo right now? Yes. Yes, I would. Especially because Mundo's getting nerfed, Ness is getting nerfed, Gwen is getting nerfed. But I do feel like I want to, yes. I'm leaning towards that as well. Why is the piggy hanging there? Wait, you don't think he's like happy hanging there? Look at him, bro. If he has flaming, he'll do like this. Piggy's out of his brain just fell. That looks so troll. Okay, let's go. We're playing against Jax, I assume? Oh, we have a Jarvan now. I think it's better than the Viego. Alois, I'm not gay, but you are looking hella fresh today. Alright, good for clarifying that, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Alright, guys, we're playing against Slide. I'm not gonna let it slide. I'm gonna close my window. And, we're gonna try everything we learned from Shen Help. Okay? The goal is to try to put in an aggressive plate. Look for small traits. Don't look for hard priority, but just punish him when he tries to go for priority. Then try to get level 2 and all in. Let's go. Yo, King Top, I bought a new PC around 3K on April 23. That's basically what I did. Used to play 240 FPS, 170 Hz, 27-inch monitor, and this started experiencing FPS drops as well. I think the game is poorly designed and it's also planned obsolescent. I don't know what that word means. What resolution is your monitor? 24. Resolution, it's like this, right? Just, what's his name? This.
Like imagination.
My second monitor is 27-inch though, so it's a bit larger. But like I said, I already tried turning off my monitor as well. So my second monitor is larger resolution than my main one. My plan after the coaching is to forget all and go autopilot. Then I don't think you should get coaching, bro. Runes, there you go. You see it.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Did you try to cap your FPS on the NVIDIA control panel? I think so, yes. I think we have. Okay, guys. Let's do the thing that we learned from Shen Help, okay? First step, aggressive blade. Around right here. That's what we want to do. Aggressive blade, set up. Perfect. We have the most Riser in mid lane. We spot them here. I'm gonna ping for him to put a ward down. And now we play the game normally. He's playing deep lane, Conqueror Resolve. So he doesn't have a lot of sustain, right? He doesn't have grass, he doesn't have biscuits. Yo, Natty, how's it going, brother? What are those win rates in the enemy team? Are they good? Because we have to look in. We can use everything we learned from Shen here. Alright, we want to Q through him. Do 1-2 autos. I don't want to hit the wave too much here, right? Lick Innocer, thank you for the prime. So I will hit 2 hits on the wave here, just to create the priority sense, right? But I don't want to do too many hits. Okay.
Immediately.
He's going for this last hit. 1 hit, okay. No hit. This is okay. You want to use these auto attacks on him, right? 1. Okay, now I want to kind of redrag the blade here. Okay, he gave me access to it. I dragged it through him. Oh, I missed. Already sidestepped it. Fuck! That would have been perfect, by the way, if I dragged it through him there. It's gonna take me 16 seconds now to get this in a better position. I didn't play that too well. We're equal HP as well. I think I misplayed it. Ah, all good. We do have CS lead. Match level 3. That was beautiful. Okay, I like this. I have 1 more hit. And look where my blade is at, right? So if he goes for last hits now, he's ultra cooked and he's forced to walk for last hits here. Now don't pull it too fast, just wait till he goes for last hit. I'm trying to mirror it here. I get all his mana here at least. Okay, now he's pushing to... Oh. I just alt-tapped by putting my cursor on my second monitor and clicking. My bad. Fuck. Oh. Fuck! That reckon he cancel my auto. Fuck you. I'm waiting for my Q pass. I'm waiting for a passive. And my jungler's both side.
Enforce equilibrium.
There's a Zek as well. What is this gameplay, my guys? I still need to look for my reset. I don't know how I'm gonna do that now.
Tread carefully.
My jungler should reset sometime soon and come into top side. There's one play thing. I mean, I have to let this crash, play from a level 5 and play from there. I don't have passive right now, so I don't think I want to look for anything. Maybe 1, 2 autos. 1. Maybe 2 here. Like a second one here would be pretty nice. I couldn't use the range. I think here I can look for an E.
I find them unworthy.
Especially on the level 5 timer. That's good. It's a good health trade, right? I know he's pushing to me again. I have one more hit with my Q, but I can't here. 1, 2, 3. You should die. Okay, this guy had flash EQ, but it's okay. Okay, I do feel like we're playing our lane way better now mechanically.
Hello guys.
This concept. So Chavez, thank you for the tier 1, bro. Genuinely, I feel way more in control now using these concepts. Especially tracking my cooldown of my Q a lot more. Thinking more about my blade. Even though we're 30% when he TP'd back, right? Look at my HP now. Small trades, no extended fights, only small trades. Everything is on cooldown now.
Must be done.
I have Q passive. And now I need him to help me push. It's really good, I got the kill, so I don't mind him getting all the XP. But I just need him to push.
So I go.
Okay. Better. We were excited. We did 5. I think I'm gonna have to do something here, like this angle. I should have dragged the minions through the turret to make it full crash. What I could have done here is take one turret shot and make my minions pretty much walk more forward. I'm gonna have to get this to crash, kind of. This is better, so I just guaranteed crashes. Okay. I have ult here, but I haven't reset yet. I don't think it's worth to ult, even though the wave is so big. I don't have my E either, right? Alright. I think time is extremely good. They're pretty much full AD with the exception of the Zac. Wave is pushing back into me. This caster is alive, so there's 7 minions. I'm gonna E. I should have it back when I'm back. Right, so on the bounces, remember, first thing you want to do to trade is to kind of E into him, right? However, one thing to mention here is that the plant in the river is spawning, 6 to 5. So even if I take an equal health trade here, you can always get into the river. I do have ult here if he needs it.
There is
I want to hold the wave, freeze it.
An enemy has been slain.
Wow, she's just... Oh, she missed that, like, completely. Are we paying attention? The hacker is level 6. I don't think it's worth ulting.
immediately.
I think he's dead there, no? He's alive. He flashed. Nice. And this is still frozen. Nice. I'm very happy I didn't ult. So trigger discipline here. Zac could come top and they keep the Jax mid. Nope. Kind of thinned out a little too much though. Somehow this cannon is still going... How is this cannon still alive? Hello! Kill him! Frederick, somebody! Whatever, I'm pushing now. I'm triggered. How is this cannon alive, by the way? If it was my cannon... Nah. Good.
An ally has been slain.
Go for the last hit, you know you want to.
An enemy has been slain.
Enforced equilibrium.
An ally has been slain.
I didn't pay attention. Scheiße. Wait, I should've... I could have done this trick, right? That the trick. But I drank my blade already here like an idiot. I could have gotten way more out of this situation. I got third aggro from Bami Cinder. Though he's pushing into me though. He's gonna be forced to walk up for last hit. I might place in a really good spot. I went too early. Shit. I was too happy.
So I go.
Wave's pushing into me though. He's still gonna be forced to walk up for last. I wanna get level 8. Extra point in my E. People for sure go for cannon minions. Alright, he's still forced to walk up for last hit, so he's cooked. Okay, the Hecarim is getting ultra fed here. I think Hecarim is coming here too, but he's only Caulfield's longsword. I'm getting ganked here.
There is no dispute.
I have 3 auto attacks still. Bitch. Jax had no mana. I didn't even have to flash.
Press on.
Cancel his base 2 times. He got too impatient. Maybe also the Hecarim was like spamming him, right? So he was like distracted, but nothing that Jax could have done. I think Jax has TP. He can also TP on the wave. I just want to get those wave in as much as I can. I'm gonna focus at casters. Remember, the last hits don't matter too much. So I'm focusing the casters here because my minions are dealing with the melees, and now I get to wave to crash cleanly. Get my ward down here. I'm not gonna stay for the plate because it would cancel my recall, and then Jax would be able to push this in, and get 2 plates of retaliation. So inside reset here. Yes, I lose 1 plate, but I'm gonna end up losing less in the long term. Does that make sense? 1 minute. All right. I do have ult for him. I think it's fine because I'm gonna go to top lane faster with this too. Beautiful. And it's my solo AP champion in the game, right? So now I want this guy to be able to have control over the Zac. And I get 1 ultimate hunter stack, plus it's very close to top lane. So yeah, I can't play the bounce here, but Jax doesn't get many plays. Ulting both here I think would not have been worth it.
Tread carefully.
The Shen help coaching genuinely was crazy, by the way. I feel like so many concepts for me, it just kind of made some switches in my head, you know, and just like made sense. I'm gonna be slow pushing here because Hecarim is top side. He probably has a full eclipse as well. Remember, the reason I fought the Hecarim here is because it Caulfield's longsword, right? He didn't have that strong items, right? So before the Hecarim ganked me, I already said this, he isn't that strong in terms of items. Yeah, I think Cinder Heartsteel is pretty much core. 1.3.
There is no dispute.
Their main win condition is gonna be their, I mean, kind of everybody but the Jax right now. Okay, I want to try the turret thing here, guys. So, I have my blade here, right? So what I'm going to do is kind of wait for him to go for this cannon. Eat him. I didn't drag the blade through him. That was horrible. How did you drag the blade through him there? That's kind of tricky, no? I guess he needed to go for the casters. I want the shoot bash proc, mama. Wait till he goes for the last hit. Drag the blade through him. I should have W'd before the trade. I could have even preserved more health here, but look at the trade. I can have bolt. I don't have ult anyways, so how much I can do there. There, I might be able to one-shot him. My champ is balanced. That was 1 auto attack. And then just like shoot bash, grasp, ignite. And the E damage, right? E damage is crazy. 300. The E damage is the craziest thing because it has a 15% bonus health scaling. So the more HP you build, the more damage your E deals. I'm gonna take the 1 plate. I know it doesn't have teleport, but I want to speed up my tempo here too. But I've seen this get my reset in, and then we can be fresh in the map again. I feel like I can be way more educational on Shen now too, in terms of like his mechanical play. I feel way more confident now.
Target marked.
Okay, so right now my E deals 346, right? Let's check after buying all this HP. 346 to 385. Yeah. I have ult here again for the mid lane. But I think this guy's passive. Okay. Oh, I pressed it! Fuck! I wanted to say something. Actually, I wanted to ping that I had this already. Sorry. Pyke would have died for sure. And that would have been all the ultimate hand stack. Yep. It's just their bot lane now. He just used Q. You're lucky. You said we good? Yep, Rangers. Shen is not getting nerfed. The only champion that I expected to 1,000,000% receive a nerf, by the way. I wanted the hearts too. Dopamine. I might be getting ganked here if he's all doing me. I have my flash in a second. Okay, this is Act 2, level 11. I think I just reset. We went a little too aggressive for the hard sit rock, but we did kill bot in the meantime. Pyke would still kill through your shield if he executes with ult. Yes, you're right, but he actually killed with auto attack. What do I buy actually? Just this, right? I don't need magic resist against this guy. Right now, at least. I think I can just get away with probably going this. Jackshaw. I don't want to ult here. No shutdowns, nothing aggressive. Like, even if my bot lane dies here, it's just like whatever, kind of. That damage is crazy, frog. Still don't want to ult here. They're just overstaying. They have no summoners. I'm not preserving any shutdown, so I don't think it's worth ulting there. Can you give me that though? That's E2 autos without Heartsteel. I have one more empowered. This guy's like, oh guys, I got Trinity Force, I can fight now. Hell no, bro. Now he's gonna get Heartsteel bonked again as well. He's actually dead. Yeah. This champ is pretty stupid, I'm gonna be honest. No grubs this game. No bitches. All lucky. Shouldn't layer my shield and W at the same time.
Tread carefully.
These are the Lulu has 2 ult stacks. It's better for the kills to go to my Orianna. She's solo AP this game, right? So any gold to Orianna is generally speaking better for... Wait a second! Big. That's a +1. Now we just need Caitlyn. This side wave is kind of pushing towards us. Orianna wants to play bot side wave. I think that's alright. Probably looking for this.
From the shadows.
Okay, I want to try the thing again where we're gonna eat through him. But how do you drag your blade through them? I mean, my blade is so far away. I guess you have to prep the blade kind of here, right? I need to really work on that. Will you drag your, like, will you eat through them and inside drag your blade through as well? If this guy jumps me, I think Heka might be ganking, so I'm not gonna go for extended fight here. If there's no Heka, then you just kind of can't play. Eat a man! You live. Never mind. Yeah, last time the Jack jumped me, the Hecarim was there, right? I definitely noticed as well this Tabi change. Like, you become even more ridiculously tanky, actually. I was going Lucidity Boots most games, right? With the intention of just having it as snowballing too. But honestly, Tabi's feel way better. Your damage is just so crazy. Look at my E. It's 450 physical damage. You know how ridiculous 450 is? in an ability like this, that I don't know, man. So Shield Bash deals a ridiculous. So if you guys don't know, Shield Bash has been changed where you do percentage, like your percentage of your bonus health gives you damage on Shield Bash, right? So Shield Bash scales with the amount of HP you have. Your passive shield scales with the amount of HP you have. Your E damage scales with the amount of HP that you have. It's just disgusting. Who's damage? Never mind, no damage. Uh-oh. No damage. Never mind. Too far. I'm gonna play for this probably. And then play for Baron. Push. I want him to get money anyway, right?
There is no dispute.
Hecarim is our main wing con. GG. I want the Caitlyn most of it over anybody. I didn't instant W. I didn't instant W when I arrived. I didn't get assist on the Caitlyn. How? Oh no, I was pushing the bot wave in the meantime. This guy has 2 items, by the way. We just wait for the wave. I'll be tanking, obviously. No heart steal. We're at tier 2. I mean, this game is just too easy now. Now, all we do is we have full tempo on bot side wave. We push our mid and we just play Baron S5. I'm gonna pick my team to recall because we're overstaying. Like, we're overstaying for a thing that's not gonna change anything here. Very common overstay position.
If anybody
Yeah, you can push up top and then we play for Baron. Let's go. Ziparius, thank you for the 10. And Joe Greasy, thank you for the 11. Oh, guys, we overstayed for a tier 3 turret and we died.
My guess is that you Q and time it so that when you meet him with either Q arrives and hits as well. Also GL with FPS. You should try replacing display cables before a whole new PC. It'll be cheaper if that is the issue.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point I can troubleshoot like 15 million different things and I haven't been able to find it. Like at this point, it's just annoying the living shit out of me. Look at my FPS here in this fight. What's even going on? I can one-shot this Caitlyn. I don't think she knows though. No E. That was just E. That's hard steal. Just ridiculous. Linking, thank you for Prime as well. Thank you, Joe Greasy, for trying to help out. The thing is just that at this point, I have to troubleshoot like 50 million different things. At this point, I don't know what's gonna cause it anymore. I feel like I've heard 2 million different suggestions and nothing has fixed it this far, unfortunately. Yet, I will say thank you for like thinking with me, trying to help me out. But yeah, at this point, I also wanted to avoid getting a new PC, but I don't see another way out anymore. I want to play Baron, but it was just harder because my team had overstayed the tempo. Ooh, I can get this as well. I wanted to ult, but I didn't see what she was doing. What? MB? I didn't see your play. We have 9 damage, chill it out, man. I was being on the way because I wanted to go top lane. And I would take for Baron, but yeah. Have you tried contacting Riot HQ so you can fix the issue so they can fix the issue themselves? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Alright, that was a much better game. Oh, what the hell? I was like, what the hell am I touching? I'm really touching the piggy's ass. Holy, that was weird. I'm still not used to that hanging there, so I want to stretch. I've tried that Minazuki, but thank you for your suggestion. Okay, I want different music. I've been listening to so much old music. How about we do Breaking Benjamin? But this song. Wait, why why is that a random song from Juanes here as well? Anyway, has some Macklemore. Okay, sure, we just listen to this. I don't know what the hell this playlist is, but it's gonna work. They probably just put that one Juanes song for Mr. Brace. I know he enjoys them. I think it's a matchup where we go E-Start, by the way, guys. Where in range matchups, we talked about E-Start, right? So let's try E-Start. Let's try some E-Start. Alright, this is where we quit the Shen clan the last time, when we were around Emerald Elo. It's going a little bit better, luckily, now. What's my favorite type of sushi? Ooh. I like the one with salmon, cream cheese, and like probably salmon around it. That one is really good. I like... Bro, I don't want to pronounce the word because it's almost going to be like racist. But you know what? It's like just the rice, and then like the sushi, like... Bro, I don't want to say it. You know what? You know what I mean. If you know the name of it, you know what I mean, right? So I like that one a lot. Salmon. Yeah, I just don't want to say it. And then what else? What else do I like for sushi? Those two can just never go wrong. Is Alois being racist again? Shut up, man. I don't want the out of context clip. I'm thinking ahead, bro. Bet you like the one with the most calories. Bro, look down. Can you look down? First you'll like probably count 3 layers of your chin and then you'll be looking at... No, I'm kidding, bro. I hope you're doing amazing, man. I bet you like the one with the most calories. Who even says that, bro? Alright guys, since we're gonna East in this matchup, let's do an invade. Let's do an invade here. Do a handstand. Do a backflip first, bro. I'll do a handstand. This guy's playing with Ghost. Can kill. Do they have Ghostbusters topside? Oh. You wanna die too? He has clans. Are you seeing well together, bro? I'm recalling, bro, my item. Oopsie! Sorry. Easy. E-start, Shen. Taking the kill because I'm a pig. Do Shen's ERL. I'll do Shen ult. Oh. Sorry. Alright guys, I want to just E into him level 1 and just trade with that. Whenever I see Yasuo Malzahar matchup, I just remember Mo solo killing Faker.
From the shadows.
He didn't expect it. Oh, it works magically. It sees the even question marking. He never saw it coming. E starts Shen. Ain't that crazy? Half his HP. Down. Now I want to match priority a little bit. Don't give him free priority.
It must be done.
Eating from the bush. Hidden strategy. Doesn't see me. Gets cooked. Well, I mean, thus far it's been very easy. To be fair, everything we've learned from the Shenin coaching thus far has been easily applicable. The only thing is, I didn't have my E cooldown in sync with my level 2, but I have full priority now. You wanna walk up? Rascal. I don't think you thought that was worth it, did you? And my blade is super aggressive now. Approach velocity, like I said, would probably get a kill for me here, right? It still does anyways. Well, I mean, game over.
Without a sound.
He started against range. You still got priority. Shen is just such an insane early game champion, bro. I already have 2 ultimate hunter stacks. Now, I just need to get... I mean, I have enough gold from him, obviously. I already have a Ruby Crystal. I forgot. I already had a Ruby Crystal. You are not killing me. He's playing with Ghost as well. But you just want to die? I didn't drag my blade through him. Yeah. He's coming topside again. He has to. Dude, my champ is so balanced. Remember, 30% HP, you're still fine. He is coming back to top side again, by the way. Do I do it? Okay. Shen is pretty broken champion, right? To be honest. Okay, I feel like I should. I feel like I'm Shen ready now. By the way, this is nasty.
There is no dispute.
I would have not played like this yesterday, by the way. Even though like we're playing Emerald now, right? Like my gameplay was nowhere close to as good. W first. Oh,
Hello, you are the GOAT. Would you still recommend Mundo? I get 8 to 10 centi-seconds per minute, but thinking about playing Jax instead
why
because
don't
of
you play
nerfs.
Shen? Don't play Jax,
What
play
would
Shen,
you
bro.
recommend, Al? I am Plat too. Thanks for everything, bro.
Thank you for the one. Play Shen. I would still recommend Mundo. I think Mundo is still really good. Mundo's still very good, but his nerf has been pretty significant. I would say Mundo is second to Shen. Until Shen is getting nerfed, play Shen. This champion, dude, we just had a 2.5 hours coaching with Shen help. He literally explained to me, but all of you as well, how to play your lane from like level 1 to level 7. Like he gave a full blueprint of everything. And then I'm going to be teaching you guys like the jungle tracking, all that good stuff. And bro, you just play Shen. He gave you a full blueprint on how to actually play this champion from start to finish.
From the shadows.
Good timer. I don't know, man. Specifically, for example, range matchup, he said go E-start. Well, there you go. I'll try and get grass proc. To be fair, let's just make this wave push towards us and get a freeze down. I have ult, but it's not worth it, right? Will there be a YouTube video with any help? Yes. I'll put it in the VOD channel most likely. So if you're curious about the VOD channel, you type !YouTube. Every game that we're playing is getting uploaded on there. Basically the full VODs from Twitch. And he also has his own YouTube channel where he'll be making uploads, I believe. He's gonna upload his POV as well. So there's that. I highly recommend you check out Shen help to begin with, especially if you want to start picking up Shen. Right? And then to add on to that, we're gonna go do a like live coaching as well, but it's gonna be a little bit later once I'm like masters, and I'm considering right now going to challenger with Shen if the champion's not getting nerfed. Dude, I'm not being able to freeze this. I'm just gonna crush this. It's annoying, I can't really progress. So let's just crush this, make it bounce cleanly, and then we'll play from there. Doing this with the shoot. Good W.
Press on.
Oh, he is here. I was a little too late. What are you, piggy?
Tread carefully.
Now he's scared of me. But he ulted the wave. Wee! I'm still freezing. Wee! Putting the aggressive blade here. Work for his reset. Drag blade through him. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, that last auto pulsing that would have killed him.
There is no dispute.
Aw. Well, I don't think it's worth to keep this freeze for that long, but I did deny the Vladimir at least a full wave here, so it's good. The whole game is in a very good spot, mainly because their Massey died 3 times before recalling. Before I recalled, rather. And Vladimir twice. Dude, it's crazy. The insights that Shen gave us, I'm getting so many more solo kills now. What do you want, Tiamat early? Never at the moment. You just want Bami into hearts too, bro. You don't want Tiamat, you just want health. Alright. Waves bouncing mid. Ultra worth. I got another ultimate down to stack. Yes, I'm gonna lose a Cannon Wave and one plate, but look how good it is for mid lane, right? So, I'll take that. I think here, I kind of want CDR boots. I don't know what other boots to get. I think CDR boots are just good. What other boots are good, right? Merc might actually be good here. Ah, hell nah, bro. Let's go CDR boots. Broken Gem? Yes. Shending's helps words were... There is no direct weakness to Shen right now. His past weakness was his weakness in dueling power and his, like, how bad he's skilled. But right now with Heartstew and Shield Bash being this disgusting, he still skills. Did my rep off slow doesn't apply because he has Phase Rush. Okay, now he's slowed again. Slowed again. Slowed again. Rep off Shen is the most disgusting thing in the game, no? I have tier 2 boots, he has no boots, that's also why, but man, the rep off Shen is disgusting. Also weird flash for him though. If he just flashes downward, he lives. Is that ult or ghost? That's ghost. That's ult. How much Kang is ult? I have 2 more empowered auto attacks. 1, 2. I have 3 new ones. That's it. I even at E. I mean, this he keeps trying. I don't think he's learned it yet, but my champion just kites you out with my W and my E, and there's nothing he can do. Dude, that's 1 hit. With Shield Bash Grasp.
Tread carefully.
My E here would one-shot him if I have it. Like, I think I can genuinely kill him. I don't want to risk the 1k though. So let's recall. What did you? Goodbye plate 07. I think we just go for this for the wave clear, mainly. And yeah, I mean after this, against because we're playing against double AP solo lane, right? By the way, my average kills have improved so high now on the champion because of the few instances that we've gotten. I don't even have that big of a CS lead. I'm just so far ahead in gold that nothing's gonna matter anyways. He has no ghost ult. Oh, sorry, I should pick maybe 2. He has Phase Rush, so I don't think we can kill. Unless... I'm about to poke. Oh, I cancel my auto. Goodbye, Yasuo 07. Also worth. How much did you pay the E to play like that? Can you guys guess? Give a rough estimate. Now, the real question is, are you above Emerald? Because if you're not above Emerald, this guy is better than you, respectfully. Where's my music? Who turned down my music? Uh-oh. I'm all tabbed.
Our wills align.
He'll get his old PC for this. If my new PC... Okay, actually no. If my new PC fixes all my issues, I was thinking maybe of doing a giveaway on my current PC then. But the reason I probably won't is because I would prefer to also have a PC in... Oh, I'm griefing. Oh, never mind. I didn't even take damage. Please? Thank you. The reason I also want one other PC is to have it for Hungary, whenever I'm in Hungary, to my family. For example, next week I'm visiting Hungary, and I can't stream from there because I don't have a PC. So I think if I get a new PC, it's fine and best with any... Shit. Spice, okay. That's alright though, I reset his gold. Felix, 300. I don't know why bits are not working, but maybe it's good because you were gonna call me a fat fuck, so that's not working. And so now you feel like cringe because you just type emojis, but nobody knows what you're doing. Yes, I'm coming to Hungary for 1 week because my family lives there, and it's on the countryside, so it's very peaceful, different to the city life, right? So I just have a week of like full chilling, and then I'm back. No, I'm going close to near Kaposvár is the city called, where I will be residing. No, I'm not from Hungary, ethnically or anything. Go mid. Very good. Oh, what the hell? I thought he was hungry. He does a phase rush, so I guess he's out. Uh-oh. No, she's still dead. That was a bad ult. That was a terrible ult, eh? We get some goulash? Yeah, probably will actually. That goulash slaps there. On the man.
Fat fuck piggy.
Go kiss yourself, Felix. I want the Oxio proc. Bomba. I think I can dive him. Drag my blade through him. Close your eyes! FPS issues. Okay, let's keep it the focus. I kind of griefed a little bit. I'm dead. E-flash would have worked if I had hands. The idea was good, the execution wasn't.
An enemy has been slain.
Vlad has unlimited FPS.
It must be done.
It's a first time message too. Already bullying me. GG. The only thing is, my farm isn't that good, but honestly, how much does it matter? Not that much. We don't need farm. We just need kills. This ship is still functions on low economy. And the cannons, of course. Oh guys, this song is a banger. This song is a banger. Do I have some listeners in chat? Any listeners? Okay, let's go. Calm is breaking Benjamin song.
An enemy has been slain.
When you take the P on Shen, I would only take it in the matches where you're not comfortable. So most range matches where you're not gonna have wave control. Only tanks and to melees, I would always go Ignite. Now we have wave clear. Because when I move my counter like this, my FPS goes to the same. I do have a... I want my 2 ultimate hunter stacks. Give me that. GG. Hello together. Asmundo, if you play against 4 AP, do you still rush warm-ups? Yes, you do. What did this guy say? Well, I thought it was 195 centimeters. No, 185. What are you guys bugging? Hmm? KJ, good to see you. The Shen games are going amazing, especially after coaching by sending help. Now I feel much better on my champion. Genuinely. Genuinely. Still have FPS problems? Yes. But it's mild sometimes. Boss Aeroport back. Yo, Howard. What have you come up with, my dear genius? Over them, 185 is tall. True. Wait, what did the Howard say again? Uncapped FPS turn on VSync. Okay, I'm gonna try that. The average length for piggies is 1.8 meters, so you're above average compared to chat. Alois now. Alright, Howard, I'll give it a spin. I'll give it a spin. Dr. Disrespect makes you look like a tiny boy. Yeah, it probably makes you look like a tiny boy as well, but yeah, I'm not doing all that other special stuff. Okay, we could try the approach velocity strategy against Teemo. Dr. Diddy. I'm just playing this. I know what I'm supposed to do. Wow, let's not talk about Dr. Disrespect and tiny boys now. I'm pissed off. I'm putting this song again because this song is good. You guys like are being weirdos. Teemo's cringe? Yeah, so we lock in Shen. I think this is a Merc chess game though, against Teemo, Braum, and Vex. Like, Merc is actually good. Mr. Streamer, please don't be a pedophile. Bro, I remember when I started doing educational content, all my YouTube shorts, right, would be like, yo, I really enjoy your content, please don't like kids. Yo, man, your content is so good, please don't be a PDF. Like, okay, man, I guess those are the standards now. The day I'm a PDF is the day I'll be like this, bro. Hang like this. Don't worry. I'll never stoop that fucking low in life. Respectfully. Anyways, let's fix the FPS issues, guys. I have to wash my bottle. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Day 3 of Ask Alois, what do you think of Fiora this patch? She is performing below what I expected her to be, considering all items got nerfed, and she is one of the few champions that has true damage and percentage health damage in her passive, but yeah, I don't know. For example, I expected both Gwen, Camille, and Fiora to all three be very broken. Camille because of true damage, Gwen because of true damage, Fiora because of true damage. Both Gwen and Fiora have percentage health true damage. Fiora has both in her passive, and Gwen has true damage in her Q and percentage health damage in her passive.
You guys know who a good coach
Somehow
is?
Gwen and Fiora,
Alois.
sorry, Gwen and Camille were broken, but Fiora wasn't as good. So I don't know. I guess less snowballing means less good for Fiora. Kicks M, take it to 2-1. By the way, guys, let's not have like political discussions or like stuff about like stuff in. I think I also made a mistake commenting on the Dr. Disrespect stuff. Me personally, I haven't looked into it, but what I will say, and then I don't want like more topics about it. I think if you're talking to minors in any shape or form, when you're a grown adult, is wrong. I don't know in what context. I just don't think it should happen unless you like know the person. But if you're like engaging in conversations with minors, it's just weird. That's all I'll say. Like, by default, I don't know what was said and what hasn't been said, but just that alone, to me, is very strange. Very strange. So I can talk to my kids. I say when you don't know them, bro. When you're on an online platform like this, you're talking to people online through a screen, and you know they're underage, regardless of the context of being said, I don't think you should be engaging in that. Unless somebody asks me, like, Alois, how do I play the Riven Gwen matchup, right? And I just answer that. I mean, that's a different context, right? But yeah. Youth sport coaches, but it's about context as well. It depends, right? It depends. Okay, whatever. Context matters. Okay, let's try these settings. Okay, so it's already on full screen.
Pig Lord.
Turn on VSync. And uncapped. Well, now I'm very curious.
Press on.
I'm teleporting. Okay, now I'm not teleporting anymore. This actually feels really smooth.
30 seconds until minions.
This feels pretty smooth thus far. It's reacting fast. It's on 240 and it's not moving that much. Wait, if this fixed it, I'm the happiest person alive, by the way. Let's feel it in the game.
With balanced steps.
If this solved it, I'm gonna be super happy. Wait, I don't want to get excited yet. Wait, I don't want to get excited yet. Let's just play the game. If how it fixed it, that guy needs the fat kiss and everything. That guy needs like he's playing Lethal Tempo Resolve, by the way. I want to go East side again. This is the range champion, but let's see. But look at how it's out 240 and not moving. Oh! Okay, sorry.
So I go.
It feels. He's playing D-Blade Little Tempo Resolve. Do we still go Eastart? Equal health rate. Dop aggro to the bush. Dude, he's playing D-Blade. I have D-Shoot. Okay. FPS is fluctuating again, though. No, it's fluctuating again. I have to wait for my E cooldown. I got zoned from 1 melee worth of XP. But this is still extremely good. No, FPS is still bugging. Never mind. No, I was getting excited. But you get level 2, I gotta be careful. I got rid of his potion about lost 1 melee worth of XP because I was also checking the FPS. My bad. Okay, let's focus on the gameplay now.
Shadows.
He's level 2 right now, so I won't do the East into him. But I got him at half HP without potion just from E-start alone, right? I'm gonna ward here. Oh, his Q was perfect timed. But he did get a lot of mean aggro there.
I find them unworthy.
He's doing a thorough crash. That's fine for me. I just want to preserve my HP pool so I can play at the bounce, right? I can get this and this. Oh, good shit, team.
Immediately.
Oh, I could have had it. And they all switched aggro. I've never seen that. Well, never say never, but you rarely see that. Bro, what is going on with me and aggro this one? Look, nobody hit that caster whilst they were all targeting it. What's going on with my minions? Oh, I got that one. I need him to lose like 1 or 2 melees, preferably, if I can. Yeah, I actually lost 1 caster of XP, not a melee. I've lost a caster.
Press on.
To be fair, my FPS 2 is fine, but sometimes I feel like it's slightly micro-stuttering. Wait, he didn't recall? What did he do? How did he come behind? Didn't recall. What the fuck am I playing? If they chase me here, Teemo is losing a full wave, by the way, by doing this. And I'm gonna chase back, like, cycles like this, so the next wave also goes into the turret here. You see how this wave is also gonna go into the turret. Even if I die here, Teemo loses infinitely more. I need 150. Does my team notice me? Teemo lost his 2 waves, by the way. It's completely fine what happened here. Teemo completely grew this game. Like, I don't mind this outcome at all, by the way. Like, Teemo lost a full wave and a full cannon wave. That's like 400 gold per set. If I put my potion, I would have lived. I'm just too... Like, I was trying to explain to you guys what I'm trying to do. How much different is YouTube Alois from Twitch Alois? I don't know, bro. Figure it out. Stick around and find out. Yeah, my team kind of didn't notice me there. I think they were confused. But look at this. I'm ahead in CS, and he just gets 3 casts, and I get... I don't know, man. Full Bill Gates inheritance here. Two more ultis. Slow him. 1, 2, 3. Well, GG. Game over. See, guys, before even dying there, I already mentioned the reason I was dragging them towards the bot river is because I had just crashed the wave into the turret, so they were making a play where I pretty much already was done, right? Now, I could have kited to my turret and live, but the reason I was walking downwards is because I would first of all make them chase me all the way. I thought I would live, but okay, I ended up not living. But then, to top of that, like, the next wave of mine walked into his turret, right? So, yeah, I mean, this game is completely over. That's ugly. Okay, let's play a bit more preserved or reserved with our HP because we have to make sure we get this crash in. I'm level 6, level 4 now though, so we're in an amazing spot. He's gonna try and Q me here. No, he didn't. He has boots advantage. He's dead here. I can win this as well, I think. No, he's Conqueror. He hasn't recalled yet, though. That's what I was checking. Kane is power farming, but hasn't recalled yet. I'm getting better mechanically on my champion as well now. And he loses these 2 melees and the cannon. But here again, right, when I said the Teemo was chasing me, he basically ruined his own game. Because he lost a full 1.5 waves on the turret, plus the full cannon wave. And, I mean, that is around 500 gold worth of minions, and then also all the EXP. And remember what both me and Shen kept yapping about? EXP snowballs way harder than gold. Way harder. This guy bronze, it's emerald diamond. I think this guy's diamond. So we're getting towards diamond more now. I want to go merc threads. Oh, it's 1k! That's a scam and a half, bro. Merc threads, I think this is gonna be the first merc thread skin though. Against Teemo, Vex, Braum. It's really good. FPS doesn't fluctuate, but still has not dropped below 144. VSync attempts to force monitor refresh rate, which is tier against 140 Hz. Should still help and prevent a major FPS drop you had before. I see. What if I set my monitor refresh rate to 144? Would it be stable? What if I tried at Howard? What if I tried to put my monitor to 144? Would that be a good solution then? Or would you advise against that? Very good explanation. Okay, I want to try and taunt into him, right? That's what we want to do on these bounces. You gotta try to thin out the wave a little bit first. Dragon Blade through him. Okay, I only got one hit. I'm playing towards his mana pool as well, though. He queued a mean. Could have kept going. There's a shroom somewhere here still. He baited me well. He wasn't even scared of Nocturnal. This guy's a savage.
An enemy has been slain.
Slow him. Oh, I missed. I mean, you got a recall, right, Teemo? Alright, this guy just dies to the Nocturne. Oh, maybe not. No, never mind. I could have killed him if I was walking like 2 seconds faster. Did you? Will I put the coaching on YouTube? I will, but it will also be on Shending's YouTube. I think I'll just put it on my VOD channel, not on my main channel, but on my VOD channel, right? Oh, what the hell? This guy's dead again. Oh man, Nocturne is hikey surfing this. Last one. Oh, plate! Plate thing! My land E is dead, by the way. My E deals 180, and then ignite auto attack as well. He's dead. Nothing you can do. Yup. And his wave will bounce back into me because his casts are gonna stay alive, right? So on this wave, he's gonna kind of have like 9 minions. Although, yeah, he's gonna have 9 minions. He's already red game with 1 kill. Kind of crazy, no? He should push this. I could buy this. No, I'm gonna go Merc and the Hearts too. I think it's still better. I don't need any magic resist for the remainder of this game. Oh, I'm kind of losing some HP here. Oops. Go 144 Hz if you can. Okay, I'll try that actually. But then they're gonna be desynced. Wait. Advanced display. 144. I done it on one monitor now. Keep changes. I don't know where I'm pathing. And second monitor. I can only put my second monitor to 120, not to 144. So I put it to 120 now, the second one. First one is 144, second one is 120. Please don't tell me I'm dead. Oh, everything is bugging now. The fuck?
With balanced steps.
Should I cap it to 144 now then?
Our wills align.
Yo, Chef Strobo, good to see you, bro. Some FPS issues. Oh, don't cap? Okay. Wait, Chef Strobo, if you wanna look for the new champion, Dude, I would highly recommend Shen right now. Give me a second, I'll give you VIP Big Boss. Wait, I was not paying attention. Lost some crucial moments in the game. I'm gonna wait for him to Q me, and then I'll E him. Because he's gonna panic here. There you go, there's the Q. Bye. Well, I don't feel any FPS issues right now, kind of. I feel some slight micro stutters every now and then. Like, it's not ultra smooth, but it's definitely feeling better than before. What if I, like, move my camera around the map? Yeah, it feels really good right now. Howard, you're a legend, bro. Oh, what the hell? Howard, like, I don't know, man. This feels amazing now. Genuinely, I don't feel like anything could have made me happier than this right now.
I find them unworthy.
I have ult. Double taunt. How satisfying are those skirmishes, by the way? It's actually weird. Those fights feel so satisfying. This as well, by the way. Oh, we bug. Caesar Lewis, they were prime. You have facepalm bag. Nocturne Shen is also such a disgusting combo. Oh, I'll do this then. Yeah, I don't need that much farm. We're just doing good. What did I do? The only things I did, guys, was put this to uncapped, turn V-Sync on. That's it. That was it. That was it. That was it! Bro, I spent like 15 hours trying to troubleshoot, find solutions. I was gonna buy the next best PC of the black market. I would sell my left kidney to have good FPS, and it was just 2 clicks, that's it. Well, I think it's fixed. It feels way better. Oh, wait, why do we have to go below now? It went a little bit below there. Hey. My FPS is doing... We're below 144. Is that worth noticing?
Our wills align.
If V-Sync is on, you should go by 44 right now. I have V-Sync on. But maybe it's because I was in the game when I changed the settings of my monitor. Maybe next game it's gonna be like more consistent.
Balance steps.
This guy's at wit's end, but it's not really gonna help him because I do a lot of physical damage too. I mean, that was personal on him. I'm so sorry, Teemo. Not really sorry though.
Tread carefully.
I have full screen. My FPS feels fine. I don't feel like input when I'm moving left, right, left, right, left, right. GG. Yes, it feels a lot smoother. The only question is, last question, Howard. I think you answered already, but I just want to make sure. My main monitor right now is... Wait, I can just show it, right? Look. My main monitor is 144. My second monitor is now at 120 Hz. You would rather have me do this than put this to... Like, I could put both to 240. But it's better to have this like at 144 and this at 120 then, right? Is that better then? I can't put it to the same. I could put both to 240. Okay. So is it better to put both? Oh, music is a robot? What? Why is the sound bugging? What? Was? Sorry. Why do I have audio issues now randomly? Is it fixed? But I'm listening to the stream as well. I'm gonna listen to the stream as well.